Starting the stream. There we go. Yep. And we're on. Alrighty. Welcome back. So last time, the party went out to study some stuff in the college. Bub did some dirty jobs and got paid a lot of money for doing them. They were some real dirty jobs. And Gildos palled around with Goldos. Baskerville was doing things in the shadows, also reading books as well. The works. We left off with the Lord of Asterium making his entrance. As to do a brief recap, so everyone is on the same page. You all leave the commissions building, the contract building. You're all heading out, and you hear a horn go off. Sort of a da-da-dun type of horn. It's actually a signal like a grand entrance, almost a little corny, but you hear it. And then as you look out, you see on your left and right, flanking the entire pathway of the courtyard, leading straight ahead of you, are red-robed mages, the enforcers. Additionally, heading even down that way as well, you can see that in a circle perimeter, seemingly going from where you could currently see, and all the way in front of the contract building, and seemingly going behind it. You can't see too much more behind it at the moment from where you are. There's a circle of knights in armor. Many of them on horseback, and some of them on foot. Also, you can see at the end of the red-robed mages, there is a lord standing, who is stepping out of a palisade. He walks over to you, and you can see it's the Lord of Asterium. His palisade is flanked on all corners and sides by purple-robed mages. And even though you got a really good roll on the color coordination, Gildos, you don't know what the purple mages represent.
No, but honestly, with purple being, the meaning of the color purple, royalty and all, I could probably guess. Anyway.
He walks over to all of you, looking you dead in the eyes, Delon, giving a nod. Welcome, noble Dragonborn. I know you've called on me, and I would like to extend a courteous grasp of welcome to Asterium, as well as acknowledge a request for a meeting. He looks to behind you now, gesturing to Gildos and Bub. Your servants are more than welcome to attend. As he then gestures to two palisades as the red mages part a bit, revealing two individual palisades. Assumingly one for you, Delon, and one for the remaining company.
Thank you, my lord. It is an honor to speak with you, and I would be more than happy to join you. However, these individuals behind me are not my servants, rather fellow adventurers. This is Sir Gildas and Bub, the druid for the Blue Dragon.
So I'll give a king a bow, but that just kind of looks like me inclining my head, since that's half of my entire body.
Right.
He looks down at you, Bub, in seeming acknowledgement of your bow.
Whereas me, it's more of a kissing rather than bowing. Acknowledging the nobility, but not paying proper respect, so to speak.
You just give him a nod, nothing else.
Right.
Ah, yes. So they are not your pack carrier and your minstrel, then? I had assumed that the human clerk there was the one carrying your luggage, and the kobold was your minstrel. Perhaps a bard of sorts. To tell of your tales.
No, my lord. I prefer to tell my own tales.
I see. Well then, would you please come with me so you can tell me more of your tales at my table? I would very
'Tis
much
an honor,
enjoy
Lord.
hearing them.
As you wish. I guess I'll walk over to Gildas or something. Does he say something about like not wanting to join, or
Well, I mean, we were doing the whole scene anyway. But
we
like,
might as well like?
yeah.
All right. So I'll head to the Palace then.
Well, I just look around and say, well, I don't really like being called pet carrier, but not like I have any choice there anyway.
Hmm.
I doubt the guards will let me pass.
You could
Hmm.
attempt to.
I mean, I could, but
That'd just be more suspicious.
I
Like,
can
why
have you
aren't
sneak
you?
past them, but you're wearing heavy
like-
armor like it shows.
I got like 16 wisdom and like 14 intelligence. I mean, I think.
You do know that
Well,
both on a wisdom level that would be unwise, and on an intelligence
Exactly.
level that would be stupid. So.
Exactly. So. Yeah, that's just reluctantly you follow. I mean, may as well, honestly, you never know.
Alright, so once, Delon, you step into the palisade, as soon as you get comfortable in it, you feel as you are lifted up into the air by the people manning your palisade. The Lord of Asterium watches as Gildas heads to the other one, and he waits for Bub. Are you coming?
Yeah, so I'm gonna trudge along faster, since you all have much longer legs. Trying to remain dignified, but it's kind of hard, so he swishes back and forth a little bit. Yeah, exactly.
Alright, so as you step into the palisade with Gildas, the curtains are drawn, and you are lifted up into the air as well. The Lord, you do not make any advances over not moving anywhere, simply being lifted up. As the Lord of Asterium then heads into his own palisade, he sits in it, he kneels on it, for instance, as the curtains are not drawn on his, and he is lifted into the air. He's at the front of the entourage now, and multiple people pay him respects, throw flowers to him. Some people bow and wave. Others just sort of nod and watch. It's an odd spectacle as he's carried through the streets. Most of the populace paying acknowledgement, some paying reverence, and some seemingly trying to hide behind the rest of the crowd. But the way they're gathered around to watch as you are brought further into the city, especially into the parts that you've been restricted, it seems to be a rather common practice for him to be carried through the streets, at least for them to see their lord every once in a while.
Epic. True man of culture.
You are
Marquion's
escorted.
pristine at all times.
Y'all are escorted through the main streets, the main traffic ways. All commerce, all traffic having been stopped to let your entourage be escorted through the streets. Everybody acknowledging as you go, till you reach the highest tower in Asterium. Once the palisade stop there, you're all lowered onto the ground. First the lords, then Dalans, and then Gildas and Bubs. As he immediately, as soon as his is dropped, steps out of it and begins walking towards the tower's door. He waits near the door, turning around, planting his sword firmly in the ground, looking at you much like his portrait. And shortly after, the curtains are pulled apart as your palisades are. You see the people who are raising your palisades part and sort of start sprinkling flowers on the walkway for you.
Shaking my head. Like, I really don't need that. I think to myself.
As you walk from the palisades up to the front gate, He holds up a single hand for you to stop. Before you step into my tower, boots off. You will not be bringing outside dirt within my tower.
The bougiest of beat 'em ups.
I'm just gonna have to clean Bub off. So Bub just like looks and he's like, he doesn't even wear shoes.
He's a druid. Dahlin will actually bring that up. My companion, a druid. It would be easy for me, my lord, and Sir Gildas, but Bub here is, of course, a druid. He is one with nature. Perhaps a bath could be provided, or something.
Of course, he may head into the servants' quarters as soon as through the back door there. Servants' quarters will, of course, handle him.
Is that something?
Yeah, so Bub looks kind of excited.
I get a bath!
Yay!
Free bath, that's the important part. It's free. It's used to everybody trying to shake him down for everything these days. So.
Free bath.
Alright, so I'll go around to the servants' quarters.
You see as the people who are spreading flowers are walking towards that same way as well. When they see you, they give nods and lead you into the servants' quarter, Bub. When you get there, you find that there's a lot of servants bustling about preparing food. And you could see that there is also a section of the servants' quarters that is basically a large cleaning place. Basically an open-air bath sort of type of thing here.
Neat.
You can see several elves also currently bathing in it, but there does seem to be a time period where you must be cleaning a certain amount of time so as not to be loitering too long within it.
Right.
The water has a naturally bubbly, almost mystical quality to it.
So a little starry-eyed Bub's gonna look at it excitingly, and are there like stairs leading up to it, or?
There are.
Okay, all right. So I'll run up the stairs.
I just love. I imagine Bub just waddling his way through this magical palace.
Basically.
So Bub, as you get to the pool, a water nymph appears in the water before you, giving you a nod, and then going back into the water, acknowledging your druid presence.
Wow. Hello. I jump into the pool.
It is very refreshing, Bub. It is relaxing, and you feel as the water almost begins to scrub away however many long it's been since you've bathed of dirt.
We don't ask those type of questions here.
The years of dirt. Bub comes out, and he's actually a white kobold. The dirt was just what made him blue.
That would be funny, but yeah. No, he's a blue kobold.
He's sparkling now.
Yeah, he's practically sparkling. He needs to get like a little robe, but the robe's too big.
I definitely want to get a fancy outfit
around
at some point, but it seems a bit early.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't think I'm wealthy enough to swing it.
he just
But
gets a
definitely
nice.
at some point, yeah.
He gets a nice silk robe. They just put him on, but it's like too big, so it's like the arms are too long for his hand. But he just walks around. He looks around.
But you see, that's like, you know, a true emperor. You know, it drags behind him.
Exactly.
No, I have goblin servants, and then they have a little what is it? A
Palisade?
Palisade.
And he has a little one for Bub.
And
Alright, but yeah, I'm gonna enjoy it for like 5 minutes before getting out.
When you step out, Bub, you feel rejuvenated. You feel like if you had used spell slots recently, that you gain them back, like you finished a long rest.
Nice. Okay, that's helpful.
it's the equivalent of the Zelda where the hearts all recharge.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's very similar. Like, ding.
I don't know why they don't have more things like that in D&D, but I always put them in my campaigns.
No,
So,
because they're fun, and we can't have fun in D&D.
fair.
Let's
Solid
see.
one.
So, back with the rest of the party, a Lord of Asterium waits for you all to remove your boots.
Yep.
And, you notice that he actually leaves his on, but you see that his boots have no dirt on them, having not actually stepped on any dirty ground, only stepping on a carpet that was laid out outside the contract building, and then back on the palisade.
Yep. Makes sense.
Makes sense, yeah.
Thank you for understanding my customs. He heads into the tower without another word, not holding the door for you, but you find that the door opens on its own, and you find that inside a servant opened it for him and is holding it for you. He begins walking, and as you head in, you can see a long red carpet leading into the tower. The tower is splendid, it is beautiful, but it's also practical. It's not like the excessive luxury outside. The beauty here seems to almost be fully functioning beauty. We're talking golden sconces, but the sconces are golden purely because it actually makes the torches that are put in them shine a little brighter. Crystal that reflects the light from the torches in other directions. It's beautiful, but it also further lights the room. High ceilings and large, almost looking like windows, but they seem to be one-sided, that allow natural light in as well, and give the place a rather welcoming feeling, less oppressive than you'd expect from a castle. The only other thing is there doesn't seem to be almost any dirt or almost any natural sort of woodland stuff in this place. It's all very practical, all very clean, all very organized. He heads over to her, leading you through the main hallway, before you see that the servants actually come in and place a table. You just come in, as you're coming in, they placed a new table down, a dining table in the main chamber, and they begin placing trays and dishes and glassware on it as well as chairs for all of you, and a slightly more grand chair where it is immediately pulled out as he sits into it, and it's then pushed back in for him. Please, sit. We will eat before we discuss business.
Thank you, my lord. Your hospitality. Your palace is quite splendid. Everything's incredibly organized. I've never seen anything quite like it. Even the lord's homes in King's Landing were never quite this clean.
Thank you. I strive to make sure that such things remain as such. No dirt, no unnecessary things within it, nothing out of place, but also no unnecessary splendor. The unnecessary splendors can be cast out into the street for all I care. Everything here has been earned, everything has its purpose.
As you say, my lord.
As the servants start coming back with the food, now coming in with like a feast to place it on the table for you, all of you. Bub, you follow the servants out, looking clean and actually almost visibly sparkly.
Is it? Goodness, Bub, is that you? You look smashing.
By the way, Bub, one of the chairs looks like a booster seat.
Aww.
Alright, do I have to climb on it?
As you go to look at the climb at it, you see as a servant kneels beside it and lifts two hands up as steps.
So, Bob seems pretty surprised by this development. He says, Like, he seems like he wants to say something, but he decides against it, and he's just gonna jump on the servant's hands. Since he only weighs like 30 pounds, I think.
You find that the servant is surprisingly capable and doesn't actually drop you. And in one hop, boom, you're in the booster seat, essentially. The servant then rises, doesn't touch anything else in the room, and actually moves over to a sink, beginning to wash their hands.
Yeah, so once Bob is seated, I'll say, well, look at that. I can almost see myself in your scales.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you both noticed.
That is so fucking endearing. Because I can tell that's completely sincere.
So as you're enjoying Bub's new cleanness, you hear a snap as you see the Lord of Syrium has raised one finger and snapped his fingers in the air. Immediately, the servants of the room stand at attention and grab the covered dishes and lift them all up individually, one after the other. As the smorgasbord of fruits, vegetables, baked breads, baked sweets, almost anything you could have, as well as steaks and roasts and some chicken and the like, and some other noodle dishes are all here. There seems to be a little bit of everything for almost anybody who would want it. Sort of a catch-all buffet, as if not sure what travelers might like, but at least covering a little bit of everything. Gildas, you recognize that the meat is prepared in a Rinaldian fashion.
Yeah. That's why I was about to say, yeah, I make myself a very Renault style deer. Well,
what does that
plate.
mean? To clarify, like, is it like certain herbs they use in it?
Yeah, it's prepared in a way that is more to their region.
Cool. I love regional variants.
Yeah, so I assume, big old steak, with vegetables, bread, probably nuts, probably no sweets.
To clarify, do the servants bring us the food, or...?
I was about to get to that. So while Gildas is probably serving himself, Gildas, you see a servant, seemingly not sure what to do behind you as they keep trying to reach for the food to put it on your plate for you, having, like, tongs and stuff for it. They seem to go for it, and then you just keep serving your stuff. They just eventually stand at attention behind you, keeping to themselves. But for Dalan and Bub, the food is anything you point to, they put on your plate.
Yeah, so I'm gonna look to the servants next to me and just kind of read their expression. Like, do they want to put stuff on my plate?
They definitely don't not want to. This is their job. They're more than content to fulfill their position.
That's good enough for me. So Dub says, "I want a small piece," and he takes. Do kobolds have 5 fingers?
Yes.
Okay, so he puts up a kind of small, long-fingered hand that looks kind of misshapen, and he says, "I want a tiny." And you know how you can put your thumb and your index finger and just show a little bit.
Yeah.
A tiny bit of everything. Kobold size.
The servant begins grabbing individual bites of everything on the table for you, Bub.
Good, because he's only 30 pounds. He could probably get full in like 2 seconds. But he has to try everything. It's the rule, man.
It's the rule.
By the end of the day, he'll be 35 pounds.
Rubbing his stomach as he
Bub rubs his stomach, no longer looking emaciated. Bub hasn't eaten like that in years. The good berry diet is good for building your core body, but the good berry diet is rather unfulfilling.
It's good to be the druid sometimes.
Yep, the good berry diet.
Good berry diet, it helps you boost your metabolism, which allows you to work out more.
You guys laugh now, but we're gonna get stuck in the woods or a desert somewhere. And you're
I know.
You're gonna be proud of the good berry diet.
We're not making fun of you. If anything, we think it's hilarious.
It's okay. We'll just eat mud pies like they do in Africa.
Yeah.
But alrighty, so you all have some food, and the Lord of Asterium eats very quietly, not disturbing any piece, simply enjoying the meal. He drinks what looks like some sort of almost a honeyish looking liquid as he drinks from it. As well as he eats a little bit of everything, including meat. Surprisingly for a wood elf. Wood elves sometimes eat meat, but it seems to usually be reserved for special occasions.
Delon will intercede for a moment. Delon has occasionally grabbed his food, but for the most part, he's just been kind of taking in the entire feast. He glances. Is it? Pardon me, my lord. What drink are you having? I haven't quite seen that type of drink.
It is imported from the Savage Lands. I'm sure you've had the honey mead of the Adventurer's Tavern. After all, you are all adventurers, are you not?
Ah, yes. It was quite delightful.
This is a similar type of drink. However, instead of mixing it with the crudeness of wheat or barley, it is a further refined measure of the pure honey comes from the creatures themselves. It is pure honey alcoholized.
You see, like, there's almost like a shine in his eyes. What creatures are those that create such wondrous? Is it a wondrous drink? And would it be too insulting of me to ask for some?
Not at all, dear dragonborn. After all, a dragonborn of the White Dragon is more than a welcome to the privileges of my court. He snaps a finger, and behind you, almost out of nowhere, Delon, you see a servant come with a glass and begin pouring you some of the same drink.
You honor me, my lord. Thank you.
You are quite welcome. Savor it. It is a delicacy.
Delon intends to. He takes a drink.
It is very sweet, but it is also exceedingly alcoholic. Like, you were given basically a shot size, like a tiny little wine glass that can only fit roughly a shot in it. And one sip is surprisingly both good, almost addictive actually, and potent.
Interesting. I've tasted something like this. Very, very good though. It is certainly very different. You can tell its purity.
Indeed. That's why one must only ingest small quantities of it. Excessive consumption has led to the deaths of certain wood elves in the past.
Ah, I see.
He waits to finish his meal before snapping his finger again, and the servants begin picking up the plates and all that, taking them off the table. If any of you are still eating, they leave the food for you, but they take anything else that was on the table away. Letting you have your food, but leaving the things that were extra, taking them off, essentially. I do hope that you enjoyed my hospitalities.
Delon looks to everyone else and gives a nod. Exceedingly so.
Excellent. Now that the hospitalities are over, I would like to discuss business. To what does a white dragonborn from roughly Gloucester and King's Landing, if I'm to be believed, a cleric of Bridget from Renauld, and a cast-off blue kobold, former druid, a potential leader of the kobolds, who's a reckless castaway. To what do your traveling group intend with my city?
Should I speak for us, or does anyone else want to speak?
Well, I was about to speak up, actually.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Well, me personally, I was hoping to begin life anew in your region.
Truly.
And... right. After all, well, not exactly on good term with the lion. And while I could have gone to Gloucester, as it was the most familiar region. I've decided that I needed to see new horizons, new things, and that's why I came here to Asterium. But upon arriving to the city, I've actually found out how much I needed, especially in capital, to well beginning what I wanted to do. So it seems I'll be there for a while.
I see, a man of ambition who decided to go for a change in his life instead of being comfortable in the stability that he once had. I can respect this desire for change and growth. His eyes slide over to Bub.
So Bub kind of clams up because he's on the spot and he doesn't know what to say. So Bub's gonna respond. Bub was kicked out of the college, found himself, it's the Wildlands, right?
Yeah, the Savage Lands.
Found himself in the Wildlands. Well, in the jungle, one thing leads to another, and you ended up going one way. And then I made it to a tavern, and that's where I met my friends.
I see. So you have been traveling with your companions since.
What's his actual title?
The Lord of Asterium is known as the Sage of Asterium.
Yes, Lord Sage of Asterium, that's correct.
He gives a nod, acknowledging your respect. Well then, I do not believe a kobold is ever capable of anything very grand. Pardon my frankness, but it is simply the truth. Kobolds follow, they do not lead. As such, I have no real fear of you. Besides, I believe your current allegiance is still to the Blue Dragon, is it not?
Yeah, so he nods, agreeing emphatically. Always, sir.
Excellent. Then you are, of course, welcome here. Bub, I believe it was.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Simply make yourself useful and do not make a spectacle of yourself. You will go far. His eyes
I intend to do so, sir.
He has already begun looking away from you as you said so.
I know.
He looks back to Delon.
I just want you to be proud, Dad. Not me.
Now then, Delon the White Dragonborn. To what do you personally intend with my city? What drives you here?
Well, unfortunately, my stay here is a bit more, how do you say, ambitious. I have been given a quest by my lady, and that lady has passed upon me to find something that is imperative to the well-being of our many different countries. I'm on a quest to find the King's Glaive. It is a noble adventure, and I take it with stride, even though it will be tough. It is for the betterment of all that it be found, and restlessness be stopped. Though I will not be lying that I have not done so for my own personal reasons. But my path is noble, and my intent is pure. I've come to this wonderful city in pursuit of knowledge and possible answers that I may take on the path to find it.
I see. Another one who desires the King's Glaive. Tell me, Have you made any progress in your quest?
Unfortunately, my lord, it's only been only a short time since I have arrived, and the dragon's library is quite vast. I've mostly been spending my time understanding the different nations and peoples first, though, when upon the Kingsglave's knowledge, it is as simple as it is also complex. Unfortunately, I've made no progress on that front. Wouldn't even
Most
know what the
unfortunate.
object would look like. Too many inconsistencies. But perhaps if I were to have a meeting with the Blue Dragon themselves, as I'm sure at one occasion, if I stay here long enough, I will be granted an audience, we can marinate on the topic and find a more path there.
Indeed, there is no greater scholar than the Blue Dragon. His ambition is endless, and as is his quest for knowledge. Seeking him out for answers on the knowledge of the Kingsglaive is a wise decision. I myself have probed his brain about it in multiple occasions. Perhaps in time you will have greater luck.
Thank you, my lord.
Now then, since I have you in my city, and you all seem to be men of ambition, would you be interested in a business venture with myself?
I mean, work with the wise king of Mysterium, and I such myself would be honored to do such a thing.
His eyes move over to Gildos and Bub.
Yeah, so Bub is just like staring wide-eyed at the situation, and his
Yeah,
tail's
just the
like
thoughts.
wagging back and forth, like, what? I get to work for a king.
Yeah.
Like, he can't hide
Seeing your
his-
reaction, Bub, his eyes move back to Gildos.
Yeah.
he just can't hide his expression at all.
This is with an eyebrow and say, "Oh, that would really depend on the kind of work you want us to do, but if anything, I'd like to be in your good graces. So I suppose I'll say yes. I would be
Excellent.
interested."
The work I have inquired after you for is very specific. It's rather low risk at the moment, however it could become high risk. The reason I am seeking you out is that, from what I have gathered, you have rapidly succeeded on multiple quests that have been posted within the Adventurers Guild. I have also received a letter of recommendation that trading with you all is an excellent interest for myself from the gnomes. If you have gnomish recommendation, then that is of course a great boon for your titles and your dispositions. As such, I desire to give you a trial period. As in Asterium, men of ambition go very far. As myself have come very far with ambition.
Delon's eyes narrow a bit when he says that. It's very almost imperceptible, but I wanted to point that out.
He looks
There's
you
a
dead in
little-
the eyes, Delon, as your eyes narrow almost imperceptibly, seemingly noticing immediately. Do not take that in the wrong way, dear Dragonborn. It is simply I am not of noble blood. Never have been. Yet I am lord all the same.
True. That means it's not the matter of the blood, as long as the actions show the man underneath. He bows politely at that.
Lord of Styrium nods his head at that. Precisely. Even a man from an irrefutable, crude culture can rise above it and become something greater.
Well, if my companions are keen, and Sir Gildas seems to want to know more, I do as well. What trial would you wish us to accomplish, Lord?
There is a maiden of a fellow family, a high noble family, who has run away. I have my investigators looking into it, of course. However, she is a crafty sort, and as well as a mage who has graduated from the college. She is difficult to track and consistently gives my mages the slip. However, she can only travel so far, as I have my eyes in the sky circling out consistently. While I do not believe that I have any real need of you in this endeavor, assisting me here would definitely prove beneficial. Having extra workers working on such a quest would simply expedite the process, as well as give you an opportunity to showcase your skills.
Delon's gonna glance over to Gildas and give him like a knowing nod.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you see him, kinda, puckering his lips a bit, like, the kind of look that says, I didn't think it would be this important.
Yeah. That's the kind of look Delon gave too.
Yeah.
Right. Gate. Yeah, well, kudos, my friend.
I see you feel this task is more grand than perhaps you have the disposition to be able to achieve. If you feel that way, then simply prove otherwise. Doing so will put you even more in my good graces. That is what you desire, yes? And if you fail, well, I will know that the gnomish recommendation was a true endeavor, as you probably worked hard for it. However, I overestimated your potential.
At that, Delon, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna do something fun. I'm gonna roll persuasion.
Mm-hmm.
He just insinuated that my honor was not good enough.
Let's go.
Just the insinuation.
Let's go.
That goes into the Book of Grudge.
Yeah, exactly. Persuasion, my
Oh,
dog.
shit.
Oh. And I have a what you call
Inspiration.
inspiration. His inspiration, please.
I have
I'm trying
not
to figure
called
out
it
a way
yet.
to assist you, but I can't think of anything but looking cute.
Yeah. Is that a
So-
yes, Marshall?
The rules say that you can roll it if you have it, if I have not called it. Called the result.
Oh.
There.
Okay, so yes, I will do so.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Can I use the help action by trying to look cute?
I can tell you this right now, it unfortunately will not help.
Damn it. I tried.
Yeah.
There we go.
Much better.
24.
Alright, so in a slow enough that it shows no means of attacking, but quick enough that it's still a bit of a surprising, Delon stands tall, places his hand upon the hilt of his sword, and kneels and keeps distance between his lord, but kneels in front of him and says, he's like, "My lord, I am Delon Asilius Guillemay. My family may not be of the highest of caliber, but my name means something, as do my actions. You have placed even in tiny ounce of faith that our task will not be achieved, and I will not stand for it. Your misplacement is not misplaced. We shall be victorious, and as a knight, my honor is I show my honor, my gallantry, and my mercy upon any task that is placed upon my brow. That you can be assured of." And then he bows in kind, placing his head down.
So those at
You
the
can
table
almost see-
can see that. Oh, go ahead.
You can almost feel like a shimmer reflecting on his armor and how shiny and almost like reflective, as if like at the very end there was like a like a choir that appeared after it, like a brief choir. Oh.
So the Lord of Asterium, those at the table, you can see that he has a bemused expression, as if this is a fortunate, but also humorous and turn of events. It's actually the most expressive you've seen his face at the table. He did not expect this, but he enjoys it all the same. I see. Well then, pardon my minor slight, Lord Delon. If you believe yourself up to the task, then of course achieve it.
Delon moves his head up with pure confidence, stands up and says, I will not fail you.
I'll hold you to it.
Indeed.
As you have accepted the task now, then, I will go over in greater detail what you are expected to be looking into. She is a lady of the house. Specifically, well, a house that I will not list now as it is not pertinent. However, simply know that her house is a higher house and she is the sole heir. It is rumored that she has run off due to disagreements with her family on what they want her to do with her life. Disagreements with your parents on interests like those is unfortunate. It does happen. However, listening to your superiors and at least acknowledging what they have to say when giving you life advice is mandatory. Truly just running away from her problems instead of confronting them or attempting to change her situation is most cowardly, and shows a complete lack of ambition. Truly, she risks losing her own title as heiress.
My lord wishes us to convince her to come back.
Precisely. It is most beneficial for her to return, as she is the sole heiress, and the two who had her are not currently on intimate terms, and I do not foresee them to be doing so for several decades.
Painful.
As such, it is most beneficial if she returns that she might at least remain so as not to weaken her family line, which would also weaken Asterium. Now, she looks precisely as so, and he snaps his fingers as a servant comes over with a full-body portrait of her.
Same as in the bar, or
The same as in
I
the
was about to
bar,
say.
but in greater detail, showing a beautiful high elf with a long, flowing, very poofy gown and a crown on her head. Noticeably a scepter in her left hand.
Oh, so we're going really old school. She's really high up then.
Indeed.
No wonder it's a big deal.
It is not precisely a immediate problem, but it could become one in time.
You are wise to be precautionary on it regardless, my lord.
Thank you.
By the way, Delon's not sucking up, he's just being Delon.
No,
Oh,
he's
that's
just
fine.
like that. Yeah, no, I got
Polite.
that.
The Lord of
Yeah, I
Asterium
understood that
is just
immediately.
whether you're sucking up to him or being earnest, he seems to like being acknowledged for what he's done. Either way.
Fair.
Delon respects the fact that he's just like, he keeps a tight ship, and he seems to at least understand what the fuck what a problem is and what a problem could become.
Yeah.
As a knight, he respects that.
True. Yeah.
The last
He's
time
met
she
shitty
was
lords
seen...
before.
Oh, go ahead.
No, he's met shitty lords before, who have like just let their knights do whatever and run amok.
Yeah.
That has not worked out very well.
True.
I don't know, Rodolph's gotten a lot of new land recently.
Oh, they have. Oh, most certainly. Plenty of new lands.
All right.
New soldiers too. Surprisingly, I wonder where they came from.
Let's see. The Lord of Asterium then begins continuing, however. The last time we observed her position, she was going between the cantankerous bard and the babbling brook. We last saw her entering the Babbling Brook, and we have not seen her since.
Mhm.
As such, I have had inquisitors inquiring as to her entrance and lack of exit within the establishment for quite some time, the last few weeks precisely. The Babbling Brook is not a new establishment, however, is also not a well-established older establishment. It's been here for some time. The owner has been rather extremely courteous and has followed every procedure. He's a honest sort for the most part, as most tend to be here in Asteria. It's very difficult to lie under my watchful gaze. The Cantankerous Bard is a much longer standing tavern. Many nobles will occasionally pop in under the disguise of either cloaks or under magical effects. The difficulty is that she went from the Cantankerous Bard, then later to the Babbling Brook, and we have not seen her since. Other places of her prior visitations are the contract office, where she handled business affairs, usually moving about sums of money for her family, as well as the college where she has graduated, top of her class, specifically in potion making.
Uh-oh.
Mhm.
This is the information my inquisitors and guards have as well. Surely it should suffice.
I think that should be plenty enough. To well, to be quite honest, if it had been just a person, we probably will only have a wanted poster and a vague description. So I appreciate all the details.
Excellent. Now on to the discussion of potential rewards for your success. I have under good authority that Gildos, you have been inquiring as to a merchant's license.
Indeed, I did.
Merchant's license is a rather cheap reward for such an esteemed position. Would you appreciate perhaps for your hard work, should you succeed, a merchant's license as well as potentially a contact to potentially get a building or a small plot of land within Asteria? What is a merchant's license without at least a stall, yes?
Right. Well, that would be greatly appreciated, but I'm not too entirely sure either. Well, the sort of thing I like to work toward, if you know what I mean.
Ah, yes. You do not desire a simple handout from the Lord, you desire to earn your fair share, yes?
Yes.
I admire the
Terminology.
ambition and desire. In that case, perhaps a purely financial reward would benefit you most.
Right. Well, to be honest, just getting the license would be plenty enough.
I will not argue the point further. The license shall be your reward. As long as it is what you desire, it is what you will have. Bub, what do you desire for your reward? Should you accept and succeed?
I have to think about this. What does Bub want in life?
Shinies.
Useful and money.
But Dragon has money already. What if I want money? What can I get with monies?
Yeah, so similar thoughts are going through Bub's head, and Bub says, I don't know. I think gold will be good.
Another pure financial reward. Alrighty then. There's no short supply of money to be had in Asterium. I can of course divvy up any financial reward appropriate for the level of effort you have put in should you succeed. And Delon. Pardon, Lord Delon. what would you desire should you succeed? Or he gives you a bemused smile when you succeed.
Nods at that. Your confidence is not misplaced, my lord. As for my reward, he snaps his fingers. Pray thee, I ask nothing from myself, but I do have a family at home, and people I've not seen some time. Should the time come and arrive, I would. He almost leans a little closer, almost childish in nature. I would greatly appreciate it if you had recommendations of what gifts to bestow upon these. I have a brother who's just had one child and a newly wife, another brother, and of course parents, and someone who took care of me, an elf who took care of me. Her kindness. And I thought that those would be very suitable, but I have not. Asterium is such a large and magnificent place, and I would not know where to begin in bestowing such kind gifts to them. Any you would recommend would be very appreciative, my lord.
I see.
And he goes, and of course, and he almost taps his hands, and a recommendation for perhaps a woman, if you were interested in one. If not that you are interested in one, that I might be, or of course no, or a lady. One more time.
I see. He thinks for a moment before looking over at the table, more in a rather large sweep. Dealing with adventurers is odd. I do not take you for rogues. Rogues are far more greedy. I have expressed dealings with them on the occasion. Your demands are so simple to please. It is refreshing. A financial reward for the two of you, and several recommendations of a rather ambiguous nature currently for the Lord Delon.
Yes, my lord. Perhaps when we succeed, we might talk of them amongst us. Any any dialogue between us would be greatly appreciated. Should you have the time?
Indeed, I am a very busy man. My ever-watchful gaze never goes on rest. He gives a nod, stands as his chair is pulled out for him, and snaps his finger as a servant comes over with a covered tray, who lifts it, and he takes 3 papers from the tray, as the servant immediately scuttles away. He places the papers on the table before all of you, before giving a curt nod. This should allow you a little more, let's just say a little more freedom to do as you please. If you are in a certain level of danger from my current guards, simply show them this emblem. You'll understand you are private investigators, not currently contracted from outside. They will be null and void in precisely 1 week's time. You have until then to fulfill your quest.
I see. Then we will make haste.
And now I can take the paper, put in my nice, neat little scroll case.
He nods back once more and gestures towards the front door. I will have the servants escort you out. And then he simply begins going on his way. You can see as he looks at several of his rings on his fingers as he does so, and nodding to himself as he then puts his hand back behind him and continues walking. You are currently left within the Tower of Asterium. What does the party do?
I'm just gonna wait until he leaves and say. So, essentially, I've got a week to convince her. Assuming she's the one.
Alright.
Yeah. I doubt there's much to do in the palace itself, though.
You're left in it at the moment. If you wanted to go snooping, it would definitely be a bad idea. I'll preface this right now, but I won't stop you. But if you want to also leave the palace, that's up to you. I'm not moving the scene yet, though, because, again, up to you.
Yeah, I was gonna put my boots back on. Yeah, head outside. I don't know if the others want to follow.
Yeah, I mean, Bob doesn't have anything else to do here.
Yeah. And Delon's making haste, but you do notice that Delon is mumbling to himself as if in thought.
Uh-huh.
So as you leave the palace's main room, the doors are opened for you by the servants, and you find that a new carpet has been laid out, because the old one was a little bit dirty, and new flowers are being sprinkled out to lead you out.
I guess when we get back to our shoes, to put them back on, if anyone had noticed, Delon's feet don't look Dragonborn-esque, but his footwear looked fairly normal. But with them off, he has almost like a dragon, like toes and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I make note because it was a pain in the ass to take off the shoes because they had to be custom. But he makes no mention of that as he gets this footwear back in. What takes like Sir Gillis would take him maybe less than a minute. It's taking him at least 2.
Yeah. Well, after I see you struggle, I'll just like jokingly say, "Do you want any help?"
Oh, no, not at all, not at all. It's just it's hard breaking these new shoes in. I had to get these custom made, you see. I'm still getting used to being with this dragon, with this new visage that have been given to me by the White Dragon, and, well, it's a little, there we are. A little difficult. Of course, that was my lord's wish.
Yeah, so Bub just scratches his nose and says, seems like a lot of work.
It is, but I can't quite explain it. There's nothing quite like the feeling of having a shoe made just for you. It's leather, nice and warm upon the feet. The skin, or I suppose now the scales. There's nothing quite like it. So, a bit cumbersome taking it off and putting it back on. It feels quite pleasant to have back on again. Perhaps we'll get you some shoes, eh, Bub? I know a great cobbler in King's Landing.
Bub's like, I'll consider it.
So as the party is heading down the walkway, you see as a black cloaked figure who has their cowl up is heading towards the Tower of Asterium. You notice that on their cloak is a pin that shows the emblem of Nebulum on it.
Nebulum.
It looks like a spider beneath a flame. If you ever wonder what the emblems of different regions are, they look kind of like they're literally these.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Underneath the
I'd say-
handouts, they're one of the first three.
I'd say it's both surprising, not surprising at the same time, really.
You notice that he looks a little as you passes by you, you see a red eye from beneath the cloak give you all a gaze before continuing forward.
Maybe.
Was it perhaps
Right.
Baskerville then?
Go ahead. What'd you say, Ron?
I was saying maybe that was Baskerville.
Maybe it was
Yeah.
Baskerville, huh?
He is from Nibelheim originally, so...
Yeah. True.
Let's see.
But yeah, they don't stop or anything, just walk by you, giving you a brief look before continuing on their way. They are welcome. They wait at the door for a brief moment, notably take off their shoes before walking in.
Hmm. So our Lord also deals with Nebulum. Not unsurprising. They're very... From what I've read recently, Nebulum and Asterium have very complicated relationship. They seem to be the opposites in almost every way, but they also have a lot of similarities.
Oh. Are the two kingdoms allied? Well, at least on paper.
Yes, from what I'm aware of, they are. Although, from the history books, it wasn't always that way.
No.
Hmm.
Well,
I see.
considering the political landscape nowadays, then it's
Hmm.
not exactly surprising.
Agreed. Well, speaking of not surprising, it's like he jabs you politely and like just nicely on the shoulder. Look at you, all by yourself, stumbling upon a grand quest, and all from a single encounter with a young woman.
Right.
I knew you had it in you.
Yes, well, honestly, I rather wish that would be this important, but I suppose I have to deal with this kind of information now. But
You have to. Your honor is on the line now, as well as your name.
right. But I must say, a week seems a bit too restricted.
Close?
Right.
Aye. He nods. I agree. Unfortunately, I think that's a little too... Even for us, that seems a bit too short. But...
Well,
no greater time to prove ourselves, eh?
indeed. Hey, I do have someone up in the skies looking after me. Who knows? Couple of well-placed prayers and... Still, I didn't expect the Lord of Asterium to be such a neat freak.
Especially, is it... our lord seems to certainly prefer a tidy abode. A bit surprising. Widows, from my understanding, are beings of nature. More so even than the High Elves. I would expect the behavior from perhaps... Like, who am I to question the Lord of... Is it the Lord of Asterium? His confidence is placed in us now. I guess in regards to us, though, which task we wish to prefer, or for something else we wish to do. Sir Bub, I know we have a skeleton to face, still, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
And your many brethren must be avenged. But you wish to do so, correct?
Yes.
Then, do we pursue one over the other, or...
Well, one has a time limit and the other one doesn't. So I say we do the regular quest.
Fair enough.
That and a week seems like not enough time, honestly. To
Yeah,
find the
really. All right, we
Like,
better
I'm
book
actually
it, boys.
concerned At a game.
The GM will remind you that he said specifically your emblems to show that you are part of the investigation team will expire in a week. He didn't specify the quest would.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Basically,
you
your
know.
ability to go around without getting arrested is there for a week.
Yeah,
Okay,
but I
well-
still think that's like an implicit time limit, though.
I know.
It's like
I
if you
agree.
can do it within a week, then like more power to you. I mean,
True. But I just wanted to throw that out there.
yeah, no, I know. Well, but just have to do anyway. Yes, that completely changes the approach because it was like, yeah, find out like right away, but now could I easily to you.
The other thing about so if the other thing GM information about the crystal quest that Bub wants to do is that probably won't take more than a day. Probably
Yeah.
not even that. It would be pretty quick. Because it's not too far out from Mysterium. It's just in the woods right outside it.
I guess we could go to the school to ask questions about the lady since she graduated from there and do that quest. If we want to be efficient about it.
Yeah. Although I
Not
do
the
need
worst
to take
idea.
a rest though, because I'm not about to do the crystal skeleton. With, like,
Go to
only
the
10
baths.
Yeah.
You get a free rest and we don't have to waste as much
Sleep in
time.
the servants' quarters and take a bath with a nymph. You'll be fine.
Yeah. There are a bunch
Yeah.
of elves in there.
Again, let's see. I think I still have like all my spells anyway, so it's like one quick healing word before the fight starts, and should be fine.
Yeah, the healing baths, just for full transparency, restore your spells like you took a long rest, but allow you to heal a hit die like you would a short rest.
Yeah. No, I think it'll be fun like that. Well, actually, what time is it now? Because like I know we already spent like the whole day in the college. So
Yeah, so you spent the majority of the day in the college, you say from the morning to the afternoon, and you spent some time talking with the Lord, and so it's getting a little late. The sun's still up, but it looks like it's setting a little bit, but it's not quite nighttime yet. But overall, like, the day is definitely heading towards the close.
well, I still think we should do some investigation today and leave the crystal skeleton for later, because by the time we're done, like we find the skeleton at midnight.
Yeah. Honestly, that seems like yeah.
I think only Burb has dark vision. Doesn't he?
Dark vision? Yep.
Yeah.
Imagine not having dark vision.
Right.
So yeah, you'll have time basically for one more thing before the evening starts, probably.
Okay.
And then you could either try to find a room to sleep in, or rest in the college, because that has free room and board.
Yeah, I say we go to the college and do the one encounter real quick before we go on the longer quest.
That is the most efficient means of it, because you could go to the college, get information, rest, and
Yeah.
then go on the quest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's-
honestly, that seems like the smartest thing to do.
Yeah.
Alright then. So the party, after leaving the expensive part of Asterium, essentially, and heading back into the main square, you notice that the Red Guards give you a nod as you leave, seemingly knowing that you're coming. And every once in a while you see people whispering about you people coming out of that section. Sort of like, what? Oh, what? Wait, wow, they were in the high society part. Wait, were they the ones in the covered palisades? Oh, maybe they're secret nobility. Are they foreign nobility? Oh. 2 foreign nobles and their pet kobold.
All the disrespect.
Well,
Bob doesn't
Do what?
care, but
do war chiefs count as noble?
In certain
Yeah,
cultures, yes.
I suppose under technicality it is correct. At least for 6 entities in the entire world, I am a noble. But yeah. Sounds like we're getting famous. In a way.
And as you head over, you head to the front. You head to the back gate that heads to the college, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. And you head on through. Luckily, you've passed through this way several times now with Bub's help, so you won't need to make a check to go to and from the college. If you want to go verging into the woods or between the college and the Styrium, you would need to make a check. But just to go through this one path now, you no longer need to. So Bub leads you through the path, knowing the way by heart now, as it all came flooding back to him when he came back. And you head over to a College of Asterium. As you get to the front door, the beholder flies down, nods at you, and then floats back up into the sky. It's still raining outside, by the way, only above the tower.
I forgot about that.
As you step inside to the college, you can see that, much like last time, it's bustling with kobolds, it's bustling with people moving about. You can see that there's actually less students moving about, and there's actually a lot more teachers in the college, putting books on shelves and seemingly putting materials back. They seem to be in sort of a classes are wrapping up, or we're changing teacher schedules kind of thing, type of moment at the moment. So now that you're in the college, what do you do?
okay. Do we know where the creature is?
The creature you want to fight?
Yeah.
He's in the woods outside the college, closer to the college than Asterium, but he's in the woods over in a section.
Okay.
The kobolds that you met in the little their lounging room that they were doing at the time did tell you in great detail, Bub, where it was.
Okay. So
The guy out there is Butcher Pete. Okay, we gotta watch out for Butcher Pete.
okay. So you guys are equipped for combat.
I'm always equipped for combat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was gonna drop Pass Without Trace and hope we don't roll a 1 this time. My strategy. Question. I'm not sure if I've asked it, but if I cast a concentration spell and then I wild shape, does that end the spell?
Let me see here. I know that question's come up before. I've heard that question before because it's actually a classic druid problem. I'm trying to remember though. Hold on.
I'm pretty sure it does, but I'm not sure because concentration, you have to use like your standard action to concentrate, and because I'm a moon druid, it's a bonus action to transform.
Let's see. True, but
So that's
concentration rules follow a very specific type of rule set. They're not like you use your action to cast if it has concentration, you use whatever action is applied to do that. However, then concentration remains concentrated following concentration rules. Let's see. Bring in, let's see. So, wild shape. At starting skill, you can use your action to magically assume the shape of a beast that you have seen before. You can use this feature twice. You gain it, just show into the beast. Stay in the beast shape for a number of hours. Go to half your druid level. When you revert your normal form, unless you expend another, you can revert your normal form in your section. Revert to if you fall unconscious, drop to 0 hit points or die. While you're falling, you're transferring your game statistics. Yep. Use creatures bonus to yep. So like, when you transform, you assume the beast hit points and you can't cast spells, and your ability to speak or take any action that requires hands is limited to the capabilities of your beast form. Transforming doesn't break your concentration on a spell you've already cast, however, or prevent you from taking actions that are part of a spell, such as Call Lightning, that you've already cast.
Okay.
You
Okay. Very
retain the
important question.
benefits of all that. Yep. You choose whether your equipment falls to the ground in your space, merges into your new form, or is worn by it, and all that. So yeah,
It'll be
it
merged
doesn't break
unless I say-
concentration if you do it beforehand. However, if you are still if you want to try, so you'd have to wild shape, you have to concentrate, then wild shape after.
Yeah.
And if you get
Okay.
hit, you'd still have to make the con save to keep it up.
Yep. Yeah. I was planning on doing that. I just was wondering if it was possible. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So
It's worth investigating because I know you're going to be doing it a lot.
yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna cast Pass Without Trace and then go Spider.
Alright, so roll Pass Without Trace for me. There we go. And you're now a spider, correct?
Yes.
One of these days I'll quit being lazy and I'll make tokens for Bub's actual animal forms.
You don't have to, honestly.
I know, it's just I like to have the things in front of me.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, if we're doing the Crystal's Curtain right away, I'll do these then. For everyone else. Well, for everyone, really.
Alright.
5 more HP for everyone.
Oh, nice.
Nice, alright. So everybody's got a bonus of +5 bonus HP. Let's see.
Helpful.
Sludge.
Okay.
Is there anything else anybody wants to prepare before heading out?
Well, that's all I can really do, unless, well... You know, I get like 4 spell slots, so I'm just gonna get to Healing Word, because, you know... Oh wait, shit, wrong one. Hold on, where is it? Where is it? It's the first thing. 1. Yeah, good enough.
Hey, that's max health.
Yeah. So that's 22. Yeah.
Alrighty. The party's ready to head out, correct?
Yep.
Alright. So, I want everybody to roll me a stealth roll. Preemptively. Alright.
So that's a 21.
Yep. It's 22.
Oh boy.
It's okay.
So 18.
Hey.
That's good enough.
So, alright.
Clank,
So
clank,
21,
clank, clank.
22, and an 18.
I should probably bring my horse with us.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm imagining when you head out for combat or head out into the Woodlands, you're riding your horse.
This is outside.
Yay.
combat, so yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
If you're
horse-
inside
I
a
know
building
my-
or you're in a city, I'm assuming you're on foot.
Yeah. I feel bad for my horse because they must be bored.
I'm sure he occupies himself by fucking with people.
Oh no, absolutely. I described my horse and his relationship to them and Delon. They're basically like Paul Bunyan and his blue ox. They just fuck around.
But alrighty, so now that I've got that, I want the party to make, I want one of you to make either a survival or a nature check or investigation roll.
I have none of that, so... Anybody else?
Bub,
I have nature.
I'm pilot.
I'm pilot.
11.
11. Alright. So, Bub, you begin leading them through the woods to try to get to where you need to go. You're a little more unfamiliar with this specific section of the woods, but you're getting through a bit. Can I get either a survival or investigation roll now?
Does somebody have an investigation?
Nope, I don't.
I have perception. I have survival +1 in spider form.
I don't have anything of this.
You can roll it in spider form.
All right, 17. There we go.
Alright.
Yay!
So luckily, both of those were the 2 checks that you needed, and you did good enough, Bub. So you, Bub, you start leading the way in spider form for the party through the woods. You all leave no tracks as you go, and just stealthily moving with surprising amounts of speed through the woods, heading on your way. Eventually, you come into a pathway where from here, I believe where you are is currently. Can you see everything, by the way?
Yeah. It's like the dude there. Oh, there's no like dead bodies, but no.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm about to
But
reveal
last-
it in the room. Because I need to. There we go. So, as you step out into this place, you step onto a road path, and I will roll something for the creature, just to see if he does notice. He doesn't notice any of y'all. Let me roll another thing.
Oh, I just noticed. Look at all those like dead kobolds. They're just all over.
They've been multiplying.
No. Why, God? Why? That is legitimately hilarious. That's just like,
This is why I wanted to sneak up on it, because damn.
God damn it, Marshall. That's him. Penguin left. They're just like, copy face. Cookie cutter. That's like a naked gun thing. That's something they would do. It's just a stupid amount of copy and paste. It's like the scene where they had the chalk line, but it was on top. But they had it on top of the water. There's like ridiculous that is.
You know, I had to show the devastation. What all the dead.
Yeah, he
kobolds.
did. He did. You definitely showed the devastation this glass asshole caused.
Rest in peace to all the 18 kobolds on the map.
Only 18.
I could have legitimately put 30
19
here if I wanted, but
19 with map. Do they count as difficult terrain, by the way?
moving through them would, yes. For medium creatures, it would, yes.
Uh-huh.
Because they're rather lumpy and they take up a square of space.
Yeah.
But alrighty, so as you arrive in, nothing else in the area notices you. But as you step out, you can see, Bub, you can smell the dead in the area. And leading into the area, all of you kept seeing more and more chop marks of like just deep dashes and gnashes in trees. Trees actually being cut down. This one right here actually is just randomly cut down at the base, knocked completely over. Same with some over here and in other places. Whatever's in this area has just been going, like, attacking indiscriminately, essentially, at anything that kind of draws its attention, almost. As it's caused quite a lot of collateral damage in the area. Druid, Bob, as a druid, this does bother you, as this is indiscriminate damage to the forest. Even if you're not that kind of a druid, it still does bother you, I imagine.
It's gotta go. It's gotta go. If I could talk right now, there would be a reckoning, but I'm gonna sneak up on him and give him how.
Alright, so as you all head out, you do smell also the dead in the area, and when you step out, you all see a giant crystal creature wielding a crystal axe. Is just sort of lumbering, moving like stomp, 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 stomp.
The moose body politely stop.
You know, it's just stomping around, and you see a butterfly float in the area, and it immediately cleaves it in two. Before stomp, stomp. Gildos, with your passive perception, you can see barely out of the corner of your eye. You can see that something is moving in the bushes above you up here.
Mm-hmm. Since we're stealthing, I was gonna, since Darren's close to me, I'll just tap him on the shoulder. Well, he's on the horse, so tap him on his leg, I guess. Point to the bush and say, whispering, "There's someone there. Something."
Something in the den, dear boy.
Should I make a perception check to see what it is, or?
Bub, you can make an active perception roll. Your passive perception is not good enough to see it. All right.
19.
Wow, very nice. So, Bub, as you look over in that direction, you're able to make out there looks like there's an outline of a kobold hiding in the bushes with a bow and arrow.
You fool.
I can't talk because I'm a spider.
Can you maybe poke the lawn or something?
Yeah. You could easily misinterpret this, but I'm gonna point towards where the creature is, and then point towards the kobolds, and then point towards the big creature, and hope you get the message.
Let me roll to see if the line gets the message.
I'm not sure what that would be.
One click for yes, 2 clicks for no.
Yeah,
We need to actually discuss this in character, because...
I don't know, roll perception, I guess. I don't know. Investigation?
You could roll either to try to just figure out. If you want to figure out what Bub was trying to communicate, I would say,
Insight.
Insight. Yeah, insight would work.
Yeah, that would be the right skill, I think.
14.
Okay.
Alright, so with a 14, I would think that you've been palling around with Bub a good bit now. I think you could roughly get what he's trying to say.
Okay.
What if kobold in the bushes? I see. That kobold won't stand a chance. And I am the heaviest out of all this. Perhaps it would be best if I take on this opponent. One-on-one at first. Then you fight alongside me when it's distracted.
Sounds like a plan.
Let's get a surprise round. That's my plan.
Yep. That sounds good to me. Let's just do that.
But yeah, afterwards, yeah. I'm probably going to be jumping behind trees and then jumping out of the trees to attack.
Alright, so as long as you're partially obscured somehow, I will allow you to reposition at this moment. As long as you have a way to move to where you want to be that obscures you somehow.
So here, for example?
Yes, you could be there. At the start of combat. Because at the moment, it has no idea where you are.
Right.
Because of passive
Basically, I'm volunteering to aggro the tank.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that, but let's see. How can I... So, this... You guys should start moving, too.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking about where to go. See, shield height, 60 feet. Yeah, Bobby's make. It's actually gonna. There.
Okay, so...
I'm behind the tree.
Uh-huh. Me too. Let's see.
Let me know when you're where you want to be.
Okay.
And then I'll allow y'all to start off combat on it.
My plan is to just pounce on the thing.
Can I walk below that?
Yes, you can walk below this here.
Right.
Like this section. These 4 squares, this is a tree branch that heads out. You can walk through this as well. This is another tree branch that heads out.
Yeah. So my plan is to pounce on it unless you guys want me to web it.
Hmm.
But I mean, it seems pretty strong, so it would waste an action if it's web, though, at the very least, even if it succeeds.
Yeah. Right now, only thing I could do is the age-old hand axe to open things.
Yeah. The age-old
Yeah.
hand axe misses maneuver.
Well, get the bad juju out. That's
Fair.
good.
But yeah,
It's like,
Delon, do you want me to web it so that it would miss its attack against you on the
Yeah, that
first
might be a
round?
smart thing.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, so you will be taking the aggro then,
Yes.
as planned.
Yes, I am
Okay.
okay with that.
All right, so I guess Bub and I will prepare our attacks and get that surprise on our way.
yeah, actually,
Yarg.
yeah, it's bonus action, so I can actually do it.
Okay.
Right.
So 19.
Well, it is a surprise, right? Surprise attack, so theoretically I shouldn't miss, right? Ah, you see?
Yeah.
There you go.
He actually hit
Right.
for one.
And I will do this on the line.
Yeah, shield of fate. Thank
Nice.
you.
Nice. Alrighty.
At like a round or two.
So I do want everybody to roll initiative real quick as well.
Yep. Where's the initiative button on Spider King? I'm just gonna click dexterity, and it's yeah,
Ooh.
17.
Luckily, you got a surprise round, so you won't suffer a penalty from initiative if you roll a 1.
Awesome.
It would balance out essentially.
That's so helpful.
Just,
The
I'm
ones
just
that
gonna
get
just
screwed
to clarify, I want to check something out. Oh, so that's why it does that. Okay, all right. I forgot that I need to click my token before rolling initiative.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just ended up editing mine that was up there.
So many guild asses. What did guild ass get for initiative? Anything? Not yet.
I got a 13, yeah.
Wait. Oh, there it
I got
is.
17.
13, 17.
I just edited
Dylan
it.
with a 7. Yeah, I'll leave the 7 there. Let's see. Let me close that out. Put that out.
It's 2 smarts. Yeah, I should be.
So for all, because you put the shield of faith on me, that means my AC is now 20.
Yeah, 20 until I break concentration.
Yeah.
I just changed the one on the left.
Oh, its name is Snacks.
Epic.
Snacks, the crystal
You
skeleton.
said we got a +5 to our max HP. Is that right?
At the moment,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, 5
I
temporary.
continue to roll horrible for the enemy's initiative.
Good. Good.
That means we get 2 rounds on them.
Yeah.
Alright, so, Bub, I want you to roll the damage on your web attack.
Web is hold up, let me.
Because you rolled the attack, you need to roll the damage, which is, you just either hit the red attack or below web, because you don't have auto damage rolling crit on.
Oh, you're right.
Okay.
So basically, he's restrained. And as an action, it can make a DC 12 strength check to get out of it. Or try to make an attack, but it wastes an action even if it succeeds that. So
True.
that's the whole point, is that we surprise him, he takes a long time to react, and then his first turn is messed up. That's the plan.
Alright then. So you shoot out your web, and it sticks to it like immediately as it looks down at itself and begins like getting agitated immediately. Geldos, roll the damage on your hand axe. Oh, there you got 4
Yeah, extra
slashing.
4. Yep.
Alright. So your hand axe flies true, and its crystal seems to be as hard as armor as it pling, and you all hear a reverberation in the air as it takes 2 damage.
Yep.
Delon.
No good.
Alright, well. I guess Bum Rush.
Charge! I wonder if
Godspeed,
knights have
my
any
friend.
charging abilities.
Actually, my class does have a charging ability. I just haven't leveled to charge yet.
Oh.
It's level 5. Level 5, I get a charge where I can knock his ass over
Nice.
for my.
Did we
build.
decide
So-
whether I rolled recharge at the end or beginning of my turns? Let's do it at the beginning.
Let's do it at the beginning. It's supposed to be simpler.
Yeah, be easier.
But I'm gonna hit him with a long sword, two-handed.
Alrighty, roll it.
That's 11 damage. Sorry.
Alright,
And
so
to roll actually d20. It's 11. I'm supposed to hit the thing, right?
yeah,
Did I
long
not
sword
do it right?
two-handed. You just need to click
Yep.
basically like that. The thing right below it,
Oh.
kind of thing.
Okay,
So
sorry.
as you charge forward with your longsword, you charge forward and your longsword immediately impacts with it, Delon. And there's a clang that reverberates through the air, going straight through your sword and into your arms. It is not feel good hitting this thing with a melee attack. And instantly, you see as the crystals on its body shatter outwards.
Ooh. That's 15 damage to me.
Well, no, that's
that's the attack
roll.
roll. Yeah.
That's a miss.
That's a
Oh,
miss.
that's a miss. 20 AC.
Let's see. So flying shards from sponge creatures hitting the creature with melee attack plus THR deals. Yeah, it actually just auto deals damage. It seems when you hit it with a melee attack. Okay. I was rolling
Is that
flying
as a
shards, so
reaction, or-
yeah, it's a reaction.
Okay. Oh. Oof.
Yeah, that's 10.
Well, below average, technically.
So you take 10 damage as the crystals shoot out as a reaction. In response to the trauma.
Around.
The kobold in the bushes doubles his movement to get closer. And begins speaking to you all. You're fools! Don't get close, that's how they all died!
I didn't make a range character.
Look, man, I was the one that can take the hit for making the find.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
just
surprised
breath
you hit
weapon
it
his
with
ass.
an 11. You rolled high damage too, so it was good.
Yeah.
So the living crystal creature begins struggling immensely against the web as it will roll a strength save.
Wait, doesn't... No, we already had the surprise round. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
9
seems
does
to have
not
failed.
succeed.
So it keeps
Yeah,
struggling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so pleased that it actually worked for once, because I've had bad luck with it so far. Does it recharge?
Let's see. Let's
I
see.
think they just...
I think you need to get what above. You need to get between the 5 and 6
Well,
range, right?
yeah, it doesn't recharge.
Okay.
He's like, you fools, and I'm just running. Bite. Okay. And damage. So that's 5 damage, and it needs to make a save, DC 11 for the poison damage.
All right. So it takes. So as you bite into it, Bub, you immediately feel as your fangs clang and hurt. It hurts to bite this thing. It's hard. It's hard. Harder than metal. And it takes only 3 damage from your bite. However, the poison, you feel as the poison does not actually inject. It seems to actually just swirl within the crystals and then just displace itself.
No. Okay,
Did
guys,
you-
I'm just gonna run back and web it repeatedly.
I see. Did you
I love-
expect like a skeleton made out of crystal to get poisoned?
You never
So you-
know. D&D logic doesn't always make sense.
It's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. All you've done is poison the crystal shatters from my melee attacks. All you've done is made this thing deadlier.
So, Bub, you take 8 piercing damage as the crystals shatter in your mouth.
Oh, it's just automatic. That's so brutal.
If you
Okay.
land a melee attack, that's basically how it works. I clicked the ability so you could read what it does
Yep.
for full transparency.
And technically, this is a different round, so yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
So that's its reaction, so it can't do it again.
Yep.
So Gildos.
Yeah, you see, that's the problem. It's like, I need to go in melee to actually deal damage and do my spells. But at the same time, I do have ranged options, so...
Might as well use
I
them.
think, yeah, for now, I'll let like Dylan have his 20 EC and go to the next throwing weapon I have.
Alright, so
You
you
can keep
chuck
hitting.
your javelin, and it does, I've been rolling up for damage for it, so it does 2 damage. As the javelin pling, and then goes landing about here-ish.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just, pick them back up at the end of the combat
Yeah.
anyway. Or if somebody wants to pick them up, can.
So
Yeah,
Delon,
Yeah. So I'm going to because melee.
It's already
didn't do
used
this
this
thing.
reaction on me, so
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about
I'm going to. So I'm going to 5-step back to not get an attack of opportunity, and I'm going to roll breath weapon.
Yeah.
Suck on radiant damage.
Yep. Pretty sure it doesn't resist that. Okay, fine.
5 radiant.
alright.
AC
Oh, it
12.
gets a save.
Let's see, I need to look up the condition restrained real quick. Give me 1 second.
Yep.
Got it.
It's basically restrained until it makes the save.
Oh no, I just need to know exactly what restrained ends up doing. Restrained creature's speed becomes 0. It can't benefit from any bonus to speed. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. Creature has disadvantage of dexterity saving throws. Alright. That's
Also,
what
we
I need
actually
to
have
know.
advantage against it. I didn't know that. Cool.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to read it up just real quick.
And it gets disadvantage against us, which is
Yeah, it
nice.
failed.
2.
So as you wind back Delon and exhale your radiant breath at it, you see as the crystals glow immediate shades of bright red, and the creature lets out a bellowing roar of pain and agony as its crystals almost reverberate and refract light, but it gets it seems to be in great pain from this. It takes 10 radiant damage.
Oh, it's actually vulnerable to it.
Oh no, if only I had the cantrip that dealt.
I know. if only clerics did cleric things.
I know, right?
So
Although you're a forge cleric.
the kobold shaking its head at all of you. You're all mad. I like that in a pack. Fires its longbow.
Ooh. Ooh.
Unfortunately, it gets a 4.
Snack tonight, damn.
Unfortunately, it gets a 4, so nothing happens.
Damn, but that's with advantage too.
That's
so
a really
sad.
bad roll.
That's sad.
I wish I had more than one breath weapon.
Let's
Yeah.
see. I think your breath weapon, you have a certain amount based off something. Hold
I
on.
do. Checking
Isn't it-
mechanics.
Isn't it you get equal to your what is it called? The base bonus you get to
Proficiency
everything?
bonus. I think it's something
That's
like
it.
that.
I think that's what it is. Per day. So that's 2 right now, I think. Might as well spam it if you can.
Yeah, that's only...
It's really effective.
All right, I found it. A number of times equal to my proficiency bonus, which is 2. I regain
There
all
we go.
expected. I do have 2 shots. There you go.
Yeah. Okay. I
We're
thought
gonna
so.
need it. Because this thing resists everything else.
So I was
Yeah,
gonna
that's
try
what
to
I'm
make
saying. I might
a
as well use
strength
it.
roll with disadvantage.
Okay.
Still
8
fails.
does not succeed. I'm
And it
surprised
is
because it's a large
roaring
creature.
in
Bub-
frustration.
It's just getting
Bub
really
is
unlucky.
MVP of this round. Bub is MVP of this battle.
It's just
where he
getting
just-
really unlucky because it does have a high strength score.
It does.
So-
Yeah, no, it does. He's just like rolling really shit. He's like, what the fuck?
You know, honestly,
You-
since the Lon has only 28 HP, even though the poison does nothing, it might actually be the pro move to take the damage for him. To be real with you. Also, Delon, did you add the extra 5 HP from Remy's spell?
I did. I
earlier?
minused it away when I had the first attack.
Okay.
All right, so
Yeah,
Bub,
So I
it's
put
your
it
turn.
under.
Yeah,
I
I'm
put it
going
under
to,
temporary.
make a bite attack just so I can soak the reaction damage. 22.
All right, that's a hit. Roll damage.
Awesome. Okay, 6 damage.
So as you bite in, the same reverberation happens as it takes 3 damage, and you will be taking.
You'll be taking 2 million.
17
damage.
piercing damage as the crystals fly into your mouth again.
Damage. Oh no.
No, that's too
Okay.
much.
But that could have been you, and you would have gone down.
I know.
Gildas.
Right. Well, he seems to be weak to radiant damage, but could be magic damage as a whole, so I'm actually gonna move up.
Smite, my friend.
Yep.
Yep.
There we go. And then...
Remember, you get advantage on your attack.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me. Because I forgot. One-handed, 19, and Searing Smite, 10.
Alright.
It even continues if it doesn't make this. Oh, it made it though.
Yeah, so will be only that 6 damage.
Alright. So, as you slam it down, Gildas, your club is... You feel the pushback from the crystals as it smacks into it, and it takes 2 bludgeoning damage, along with, as your smite comes down on it and it combusts, you see as the green crystals turn red for a brief moment, and it turns its head to you, and you feel like it wanted to do something to you just now, as it takes 6 fire damage.
Nice.
Delon.
Breath weapon again. Because I want to exhaust all that before anything else. Might as well spam it. 9.
Nice.
Yes.
Alright, time for it to make a dex save with disadvantage.
Yay! And it's a large creature.
Oh. Oh.
So Dawn, you wind back with your breath attack and blast it again, seeing as this creature was susceptible to it before, and it takes 18 radiant damage as Gildas, you see the red crystals turn white, then back to green.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Druid! You got a mouthful of crystals. I have a mouthful of teeth. We're the same. And he's gonna rush straight on over.
Spider noises.
I'll show you what a spider's bite can do.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I guess it's saving all the luck for round 3. It's not gonna do shit though.
As the creature takes 2 damage from this.
Sir, I want you to live. I was also moving back a little bit more. I grabbed your spear or some shit?
The javelin.
I'll say it.
There
I
you go.
grabbed your javelin.
As you see as this red kobold wearing a tribal outfit rushes straight over, shoving its bow onto its back and grabbing 2 daggers that look like they're made of spider fangs from its hips as it rushes forwards to stab. And Snacks will... Oh yeah, I forgot about one thing. So, Snacks will do this.
Yeah.
You're not gonna take 21 as his second attack? I'm sad.
Nah, I'm just rolling again.
Wah, wah.
As he, in a sort of a twisting fashion, reverse grips both daggers and stabs. The first one hits, the second one plings right off of it. Taste a spider's bite.
This thing's like, I've had enough. of this boat.
I'm not even mad y'all are choosing this encounter. I find it enjoyable, actually. It's hilarious.
Well, I mean,
There it
normally
goes.
Oh, there it
Okay,
goes.
finally he made it. But
So
he
with
still
a
wasn't
mighty
able to do
bellowing
it.
roar, you all see as it rips its arms out, kind of like Hulk ripping out of a shirt, as it just rips straight out of all the webbing, hefting its crystal axe as it looks around. Just absolutely livid. Bub.
Moment of truth. Okay.
More webbing.
No, sadly I didn't recharge it. That would have been hilarious though. Um, let's see. I'm not sure if I can soak more than one attack. Honestly, the pro gamer might be to run away. Um, I can't really do much, guys. I guess I could turn back and use the fire attack. But either way, it's a large creature, so it would threaten me as I try to run away, which would be bad. So... yeah, I'm just gonna, can I do a help action to help somebody's attack? Is that a thing you can do?
So, that would just basically give it advantage. If you wanted, Bub, you could reposition yourself without provoking aggro to roughly here and still attack. That would give both Gildas and Snacks flanking, which adds a +1 damage and attack to the roll.
Alright, might as well.
And now you would also gain that if you attacked.
Cool.
Because you already get advantage.
The problem is, I could take the reverb, and then if it survives the turn, it would kill me. That would be bad.
Gildas has another healing word. Don't you have one more transformation?
I do.
Yeah, I do have like another healing word because, well, I have like one slot remaining for my first level spells, but like I was planning on using Swing Smite as a level 2 spell.
Yeah, I
so-
know. Yeah, we want to kill it. Yeah, I agree. You know what? I'm gonna attack it anyway. I think the other two, like, I can heal this off easier.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for a bite. I actually completely missed.
If you miss, you don't get damaged.
Yeah, 1 in a 400 chance of rolling 2 ones. It's
alright,
not to
man.
be. That's okay.
okay.
You guys get a +1. I did something.
I can take the reverb, I think. Yeah. I could like. At worst, I only have like 2 HP left.
True. Okay.
What's important
Kill
is
boss.
that Bub lives another round so he could try to recharge the web again.
Basically,
That's
yeah.
true. Not until next round, though.
Yeah, that is a crazy roll though. 1-1. Alright, so Gildas.
Right. Well, let's see where I am, and like, there's no real reason to move right just yet. So yeah, I'm gonna cast Searing Smite as level 2, then boop, and then hold on, yeah, let me roll another d6. I don't really know how to make the prompt show up,
Yeah.
so that would be 7 damage.
Alright. So as you smack at Gildas, you feel the reverberation as it glares, turning around to you now, as it takes 3. Wait, I'm rounding up. So 4.
Yeah, you're running up, so 7.
Bludgeoning damage plus 7 fire damage. So.
Right.
So.
But
And
yeah,
it needs
there's
to make a con save.
Yeah, but there's no extra damage to you. The per round damage is still 1d6.
Okay. Con save. Inbound.
Ooh.
So it failed the con save.
Nice. So that's 1d6 on every of his turns.
Which at the end of the turn order.
Alright, so Delon.
Unfortunately, I'm out of breath weapon. So I'll have to hit it with 2 hands.
Alright, hold on. I need to roll damage on Gildos.
I was about to say you forgot.
Not that! Fuck, I rolled the wrong thing. No, ignore that. Ignore that.
T19.
Speed typing, my bad. Those dice don't exist, hopefully.
Well, 11.
There we go.
Alright, so you take
More
11 piercing damage as the crystals fly out at you.
I got 11 HP left.
And it is currently, the crystals inside of it are now currently red as well.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I wonder that means something, you know. Well,
Yeah, it
beyond
might have a
that,
suicide attack
Yeah.
after it dies.
Well, we'll find out once it
Well-
finally gets a turn.
I know.
Alright,
And make us proud.
alright, man.
Nice.
Roll damage.
That's a crit.
Epic.
Alright, so I'm going to enforce a rule that I want to try out because I think it'll be fun. For the players, not me. So how do you do 21 slashing damage? What epic thing do you do to do 21 slashing damage to it?
Well, seeing its things roaring, getting angry, and I was nearby. I first off toss back the javelin to Gildas, and I guess the cool thing I would do is my horse rears up in excitement, and I say, "Come, let's finish this." Charge! And rush. You shall. It's like you shall cause no more death of kobolds, foul creature. And then I rush forward, glinting eyes, shine lighting off the sword, almost resonant of radiance, and I slice into the creature, so hard it snapped its spine.
We'll say it's
Or at
not
least
dead,
cutting through.
but it did take full damage.
Yeah.
Alright.
I don't know. I don't
You're
know
good.
what else to say.
So the creature, all of you hear a
Ringing
sickening
it like a
crack and
bell.
shatter as the creature's entire physique doubles over for a moment before you see crystals restitching together and it props itself back up as the red that was in it dissipates completely and it has a very, very dull green glow. It bellows and turns completely to Delon.
Alright, let's do this. You son of a bitch.
It is weakened. Now is the opportunity. Pounce.
There we go.
Yeah, 18. 2 shanks.
All right, so it takes let's see. It'll take 4 piercing damage total. And it is now making a con save. And it failed, surprisingly. This thing and its con saves, man.
Yeah, today's a good day for us.
How come his dagger venom works, but
Might want to try your
mine
bite,
doesn't?
bub. creature is noticeably less green, and it has cracks in its physique.
Weird. Okay. Interesting.
Alright, so it will take, let's see, that's 2d4 poison damage.
You also forgot to apply damage to me.
No,
no, Gildas
it's
took
once
it.
per round.
Yeah.
Gildas took it.
Oh, okay.
So it takes 4 poison damage. And you see as the two venoms the two daggers that it spun around with, bouncing on its tail to do so, it seeps into the cracks of the creature, but doesn't seem to dissipate. It just seems to stick in the cracks like glue. Creature raises its mighty axe, and it's going to charge straight for you, Delon. So it's going to multi-attack. It's a miss. That's a miss. As you see the creature's axe, its crystal green green axe, as it charges, it goes to ram you, but your horse manages to slightly move you out of the way, and then right after the headbutt, it whips around in a full over-the-shoulder slam as it slams its axe right where your horse used to be. Bub.
Damn. Okay, so Bub's gonna bite.
Oh, I need to.
Wait. First of all, nope. No more web.
No.
You already got 3 more turns for it.
So, the creature suddenly, as if from on high, it suddenly combusts as it takes a little fire damage.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Does that kill it?
No, it does not.
Oh, okay. I'm like, it combusts.
It's
Oh
a
shit.
beefy boy.
No, it's
this is
just the fire just it's like a spark from inside of it. It burns.
That's a 14 with flanking.
Let's see. Actually, that is a 19 with flanking because you got back tactics as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
So that is actually a 20 with flanking. So that's a hit.
Cool.
Roll damage.
Nope. Okay, damage. Alright, 7 piercing, and poison is 2d6. But it gets a save.
Yeah.
Of DC 11. Oh, it actually made it. Still, 5 damage is good.
Alright, so as you bite into it, Bub, your fangs pierce a lot truer than before. It no longer hurts your teeth. And it takes 4 piercing damage. Guild
And it takes half of the poison, so that would be
Oh, it takes
5.
half the poison and 5
Yeah.
poison? Okay. And 5 poison.
Right.
This thing is looking ragged. It looks like it's not running out of energy. If anything, it seems to have an infinite supply of rage and adrenaline, but it does seem to be getting sloppy. Its crystal's getting stiffer.
Okay, reaction? Is it going to use it on me?
Yes. Hold on.
Okay. When you shouldn't have reminded the DM.
Thank you. But you take 13 piercing damage.
Okay.
Oh, that knocks Bub out of his transformation too, huh?
No.
No?
Once it goes to 0, it will knock me out.
No, knock
just
you out of
lazy.
your transformation.
Yeah, no, this is still my transformation's HP.
Oh,
Just to be
okay.
fair.
Okay.
I'm just too lazy to do another bar.
Okay then.
I'll let you know if I get knocked out of my transformation, though.
Because I thought for sure the Bub was like almost out of his transformation. Because I know the bonus HP has to hit 0, and then the extra damage carries over to Bub himself.
Yep. Yeah, but Remy gave me that 5 extra HP, so.
Yeah.
Ah,
actually
okay. So
helps.
that's what helps you in spider form. Okay.
Mhm.
Gildas.
See, smart planning. But yeah, I have like 1 spell left, but like I'd like to save it for later. So I'm gonna attack with my Warhammer 200 this time.
All right. So as you smack down with your warhammer, it takes 6 bludgeoning damage. Oop, nope, that was bad. Oop, fucked it up. Fucked it up. Okay, there we go. Takes 6 bludgeoning damage as you see crystals shatter out from it, landing on the ground from the impact. Delon.
Same as last time, I guess.
Alright.
Not much else I can do. I don't have a stronger attack.
Long sworded up. Two-handed.
Nice.
Almost.
Alright, roll damage.
Very nice.
Right. So
Yeah.
it takes 7 damage. Why is Roll20 being stupid? Stop it. Don't you don't you make me go to a smaller resolution? I was at 60%. Thank you. So it takes 7 slashing damage. And I actually need to subtract 1 more damage from it for Gildas's attack. There we go. As you slice it, and you actually cleave a chunk of crystal off of it.
Ooh. This is just like a... I will definitely say this, Dante. I said, what a formidable opponent.
Yeah, it's taking a real frickin' beating.
Uh-huh.
Snacks whirls around with his daggers again. This creature, it is worthy of the hunt. Snacks will no longer be snacks.
Remember, he gets flanking.
Yep,
If
that's
that
what made it
makes a
hit.
difference.
Yeah. Snacks will also
actually
be
made a
not known by
difference.
hitting.
I can't believe it.
Alright, so it takes, let's see, let's see, 1 and, so it will take 3 piercing, and I need to roll its con save. Just
keeps
barely
making
made it. So the creature still focused tunnel visioning on you, Delon, as you have been a legitimate thorn in its side, rushes at you with a gore. It does the exact same maneuver again with a great axe. The gore misses, but the great axe attack. Wait, do you have a? Yeah, great axe attack does still hit, even if you had a 19 AC.
Doesn't he have 20 because of
No, it's gone because
it's gone?
concentration. Concentration, yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Never mind.
Oh shit.
Holy shit.
What the fuck? I rolled horrible damage. Oh no. As you will take 25 slashing damage, Delon.
Okay, I got you next turn. Don't worry.
How much damage, sorry, again?
25
25?
slashing damage.
Dang, okay.
I rolled I rolled almost max damage. Did not expect that.
I'm unfortunately down then.
It's okay, I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
So-
I'm -2 right now.
Alright, so Bub.
No. The web
Alright, it
doesn't
does.
want to recharge.
Zoe Marshall, don't forget.
Oh wait, it needs to roll the con save. No, it doesn't just free take
Yeah.
damage. It needs to make another con save.
Nice.
Nope.
And you all see as right after it strikes down Delon, as if in judgment for what it's done, it takes 6 fire damage as another small explosion from within its crystals that happens from within it.
Honestly, the best strat would be to try to run away. Because its reaction would kill me. Oh, wait, I'm going to use my bonus action to use my other transformation to get back to full HP. I mean,
Because
I don't think
remember,
we're gonna-
how much? Okay, so how much health does your transformation have at the moment?
it has 44,
No, how much does it have left?
11.
11. And Bub has, I think, what, 16 total health?
Correct.
It cannot kill you.
Yeah.
I can confirm it cannot kill you with its reaction currently. You will take damage, like Bub will take a hefty sum if it does do more damage to wipe you out of your transformation, but you'll just go back to Bub and then you can just transform it again on anyways.
True. I mean, it's only a bonus action. That's what I'm saying. Oh, I can
Yeah.
just do that and then attack. Which might be the safer bet.
I mean, you could always do the attack, do the reaction, and then as a bonus action transform to get back the XP.
Unless it knocks me out, and then I can't do that.
No, it just so it's not actually knocking you unconscious. All it does is basically like it pushes you out of your transformation. You revert back to Bub, and the excess damage transfers to you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not a big
That's
deal.
how druids.
I'm
That's
gonna
how moon
attack.
druids work.
Right. Bite. That's a 10.
That's a hit. 16.
Oh no, I mean it's a 17.
17, yeah,
actually. I
17.
keep forgetting about
Hit.
pack tactics. Oh, nice. Actually, good damage for once.
All right. So let's see.
Make it safe.
11,
2d6. No, it's d8. I've been doing that wrong then. Okay.
So Bub,
So it
how
takes
would
the
you like to
full
kill
7.
it?
So you know how it's been gathering that red energy from the inside? So what Bub does is, since DeLon smashed a gigantic hit into it earlier, I'm going to... The spider's going to lunge forward and almost like use its insane flexibility to push its head back a little so that its fangs are more protracted. And it goes in between the grooves that DeLon broke open. The teeth sink directly into where its core would be, shooting out tons and tons of venom as the venom gradually melts its insides out as it starts to lose its luster, and then the cracks start getting wider and wider, and then it literally explodes and splooshes out into like this puddle of crystal.
Excellent. So with that, Bub, you have finished off the crystal skeleton, and after a very long, hard fight, Dalan is still currently down.
Yeah.
By the way, not waiting for Dalan to get back up. Bub, do you turn back to yourself?
I would. Does it get its reaction if I kill it?
No, it's dead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would transform back if combat's over.
All right. So with combat over,
actually,
and
I probably could have spirit surged.
oh yeah, stamina surge would have been very nice. Probably would have been useful in the middle of that combat.
Yeah, I probably should have just stayed.
It's fine.
You're good. You're back up.
Yeah, you're okay.
You're back
Yeah,
up.
gotcha.
You back up with 4 HP.
2 actually.
No, 4.
Oh, we don't do negatives. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Negative
not how it
HP it only matters for like crushing 5e campaigns. I'm just basically running the whole. If you take so you drop to 0, and if you take damage again, you must make a death save afterwards.
Got it.
And if you fail 3 death saves, you die.
Yeah, normally if you get healed in 5th edition, you go. The negatives don't matter.
Yeah.
Got it.
Negatives only matter in like 5th edition if the GM wants to run a more crippling campaign. I'm not being that much of a dick.
Cool.
Death saves are more than enough. But alright, so as soon as you transform back, Bub, Snacks kicks a rock away, pockets the biggest one he can find, and then rushes straight over to you. You stole Snacks' glory!
Huh?
How will I become dragon and no longer Snacks now?
So Bob looks kind of confused and says, "But we kobolds, we all got together and made the plan to take care of it for the glory of the blue dragon."
No, it's glory of red dragon, so he make me dragon! You messed it all up! All of you blue kobolds, unnecessary loss!
Bob is not sorry.
Bub is not sorry for his victory.
He winds down a bit, putting his daggers away, and then shakes his head at you, Bub, offering you a nod. Well, Snacks acknowledges fellow mighty warrior.
Yeah. So Bub's gonna nod and go, "Yeah, you did a good job with those daggers."
Of course I did. Snacks eats things. Well, no, Snacks kills things, and it is the equivalent of if a dragon ate them.
This is the first time I've ever seen this guy.
Yes, none of you have met him before. He's
Yeah,
just being very familiar anyways.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. And I say, Bub hasn't seen you around. Do you go to the school?
What is school?
Okay, that explains everything.
Snacks is traveling warrior. Snacks goes and finds big game. Kill big game, bring back trophy in the name and glory of Red Dragon, and eventually become dragon.
Become a dragon?
Yes! Other kobolds think Snacks is foolish for such goals. Make fun of Snacks, give him bad name.
Yeah, so Bub's just gonna look around at the kobold bodies. And Bub's gonna say, "Help Bub out."
Snacks will actually come over to help you. They died like warriors.
Alright, so I'm gonna start gathering all the corpses, kind of together. I don't...
Out
On
of
the top?
curiosity,
Mhm.
was the red thing inside the crystal creature very similar to the ball that we found in the center of the dragon thing?
So, to clarify, the crystals, it was just made of green crystal, similar to the green crystal skeletons Bub polished before. However, it changed color whenever it was afflicted with certain things, seemingly for some reason that the party, never got to figure out.
That's fine. It's dead. Doesn't matter.
There was no core, but it did seem to just be made of crystals and sort of like a golem or automaton type of thing.
Huzzah.
Definitely a magical construct.
Well, since it was clearly left, acting rogue, nobody's looking for it, obviously. So I'm gonna gather some crystals. So I can.
Yeah, harvest this corpse for sure.
Yeah.
And you do that while I'm collecting the bodies.
Delon is still just adjusting from just getting put back up.
Right, but before that, I'm gonna check upon you too. It's like, go over and say, "Well, you're all right, darling. Took quite the hit, yeah."
Aye, quite the hit. Did a number on my arm, unfortunately. Though I think it's repairable.
Aye, let me take a look.
So as Gildas is taking a look at Delon, Snacks actually wanders over to you, Delon, and gives you a once-over. He is alive.
Remarkably so, is a gold sport. I saw you in battle. Your skills with daggers for a kobold is quite well, though I have not seen a red kobold before. Why are you so far into this territory? So far from your dragon?
Snacks is failure.
Look at Bob.
We both look above.
Snacks found refuge with Green Dragon. Green Dragon asshole. Trick Snacks into becoming Snacks for creatures. Think it's sick joke. Snacks actually holds his head and crouches a little as he says that. But Snacks was saved by Wood Elves. They find Snacks weirdly fond to keep around, so Snacks learn daggers. And determined to become big warrior.
Well, If I am not intruding, I thought your skill with daggers was quite well. The elves taught you well. And if you do not like being under the green dragons, I'm sure Bob wouldn't mind giving you a good name for your good deed today.
No.
You
Let
might
me-
find yourself a
Let
home
me
in the
check.
blue.
How do I feel about red dragons?
So, Bob, most of what you know about red dragons is that they're hot-tempered, a bit foolish, but they're all trustworthy. They're kind of like red dragonborns themselves. They don't care for manipulation. They may dabble in subterfuge, but it's purely for the betterment of what they want to do anyways. They'd only do
Right.
subterfuge in a more honest type of a way.
He was sneaking because he's a hunter and he wants to sneak up on a prey.
Precisely. Perfect example.
An only reason to do that. Just for advantage.
Red Dragonborns embody the similar mentalities of their dragons. Red Kobolds are similar. Even blue Kobolds seem to be extremely hard workers and tend to like to get investigating and discovering things and being praised. Red Kobolds are similar in that they want to be praised and be adorized for their deeds. But Red Kobolds typically they aren't given as much fair treatment as the blue Kobolds are, or even the white Kobolds. Red Kobolds are kind of a school of hard knocks treatment. If you're not a strong enough Kobold, then you are kicked out of the volcano. And you will never come back, kind of thing. And very few Red Kobolds live on their own, because they usually end up dead. Dead or eaten by other creatures. As you offer to give Snacks a new name, though, Snacks vehemently shakes his head. No! Snacks was given horrible name. Snacks will change it himself.
Oh, I could admire that. You wish to change yourself from the inside out. Admirable.
When Snacks become dragon, he no longer be Snacks.
Perhaps you're right. Though, being on your own would be quite difficult. I would recommend that if you are to stay, find yourself a nice hovel here or go back to the elves. There's still tricks they could teach you. Or if you ever find yourself in the Winterlands, the White Dragon might welcome you for a time.
He shakes his head. I do not desire to be held in and taken care of anymore. Snacks is strong enough to hunt creatures now. Snacks will keep hunting, like dragons.
Then I wish you well. May your hunting be fruitful. And my sides are sore. As he begins walking in, his horse beside him helps him walk a bit. Then you hear him go, his horse go, oh, hush you. It's not that bad.
While you were talking, I'll do that to repair the big gash in your armor.
Appreciate it.
Alrighty.
Right.
Let's see.
Actually,
Yeah, Evan's casting good berries, so he's getting good berries for everyone.
Making a bunch of good berries.
staying outside for like an hour, he'd be too bad, like too dangerous.
It could potentially be dangerous, but considering how this thing seemed to be some sort of alpha predator in the area, it's unlikely things would move in if
Probably
it was
killed
recently
everything
killed.
around here.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, I can't possibly pocket all the crystals. So what I was thinking was, well, use my channel divinity to make some kind of scale armor out of the remaining crystals.
You could do such a thing. You do have the time for it, as this thing is, again, it was completely dangerous, killing everything that came into its territory. So creatures that want to survive would leave this area alone.
Right.
Even if it died, they wouldn't want to come in anyways. That just means something even more terrible is near.
Right. Yeah, no, I just asked because it takes me an hour to do so. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we could take a short rest during that. Well, I know Brendan will need to take one. I made some good berries, but that only gives you 4 HP. But
So Stacks will also walk over to you, Delon, and hand you a red potion. In honor of your warrior. Hello? Delon?
oh, he's muted.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah, my bad. So I'm sorry. What did you say?
Oh, so Gildos mended your armor. I believe Bub gave you good berries. You heal 4 HP, I think, from those.
Yes.
And Snacks gave you a red potion.
Oh, thank you. I'll just keep the red potion.
Chooses not to drink it, keeps it.
I mean, I'm gonna get a long rest. It's fine.
Yeah.
True. Snacks starts like rooting around through the crystals, trying to find anything of worth. And he looks over his shoulder, talking at all of you. You know, you got a little too close too quickly. I was gonna throw big boom, and then you got too close.
Unfortunately,
Only once
we're
sure you offend a
already
fool.
well this, and we're already sneaking on it. So
Hmm.
He turns around, throwing a green crystal over his shoulder as he does so, and very dismissive of it. How did you sneak with horse?
Ah, well, my steed is a vanilla steed. Silent as the night, quick-winded. The horse like hunches its neck as if it showing off pride.
I see. Truly a rare horse if it can sneak in woods on snacks.
He's certainly a unique one.
Alright, so Gildos, you want to make some crystal scale mail or something, right?
yes, I think
Alright.
that's like the only thing I can really make out of that, because making chain mails out of crystal might be a bit too.
Do it
hard,
too
like-
heavy?
Well, not that it would be heavy, but like I have a hard time, picturing how that would work. But like scale might be easier. Well, I can actually picture it.
Alright. So, you make some scale mail out of it.
Yep.
You will be getting... yes, that's a potion of healing that he handed him.
Oh, okay.
See, so you will be getting...
Uh-huh. Just gonna add that. Kill me. Let's put that in the bag for now. Actually. Put that in the bag. Like. We needed to start selling some of the stuff we had though. Otherwise the bag will be a bit too heavy.
It is reaching maximum weight very soon.
Yeah.
Due
We
to
need
the
to get
rock,
you
due to
worked
the
up,
like the
yeah.
crystal rock that you have in it.
Yeah, we need to hurry up so you can be a merchant so we can sell all our crap.
Well, we only need to do one more quest to do that, fortunately.
Let's see. Crystal skeleton crystal. Like crystal minotaur. Maybe. fragments. Boom. There we go.
Alright, so with the crystal skeleton defeated, what would the party, and some benefits made out of it as well, what would the party like to do at the moment?
I think going back to the college might be a good idea.
Yep.
Alright then. So as you begin to head off to the college, Snacks, with an armful of crystals, begins walking this way and heading towards the tree.
Okay.
He moves some of the tree branches aside and shoves the crystals in the tree. I'll be back for them later.
If I wasn't playing Bub, I'd be so tempted to rob him. Well, I'm a neutral character, but I won't. 'Cause he helped us fight it, so we gotta balance it out. But yeah, go back to the college and rest, and prepare for our journey.
Alrighty. So as you begin heading off, Snacks gives you a little wave. Safe travels.
As you
You
will,
too.
Snacks.
Thank you. Bub just seems kind of hurt with him.
You as well, Sir Snacks.
Snacks begins heading off on his own way.
Is he a ranger?
No, he doesn't really have a class.
Oh. That explains why he was kind of having trouble
Look, man,
there.
he's a hodgepodge of many different things, and he's somehow made it this far. I respect the man.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So Snacks has no magic at all. So he's the closest thing he'd be is probably a fighter, but he's statted weird as well. He uses dex weapons, but he has more strength, kind of thing. He's one of those. Alright, you guys head back to the college, and once you arrive there, you see as the beholder flies down, looks at you, then floats back up, and you enter back inside. At this time, it's getting a bit late. The sun has begun to set. Very obviously, it looks like it's going to be nighttime soon. And you see that new teachers are stepping out from hallways, heading towards classrooms, and certain students stretch wearing blue robes and yawn before beginning going about their day. But you also see that a lot of kobolds are rubbing their eyes, and most of them seem to be about to head off to bed.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure how kobold burial stuff works, but in terms of all the corpses that I gathered together, like we can't bring them back on our own, I don't think, unless we get a net, but I don't think we have one.
It would take you it would take you the rest of the night to do that.
So I'm gonna Bub's gonna go up to the kobolds and explain the situation and says, "We took care of it. We did it."
One of the kobolds recognizes what you're talking about and literally does like a little jig. Yahoo! Way to go, Bub!
Bub's gonna need help to get the kobolds that were lost.
He immediately gives you a nod and a very ecstatic nod. Don't worry about that, Bub. You did your part. Very powerful. We'll get sure we get them all back.
Okay, Bub has to do another job now. Goodbye.
Bye. That kobold turns around to several other kobolds. We're going on overtime, boys. Let's go! And you see as they start rushing, they grab cloaks and begin rushing outside the front door, one after the other.
Oh my god, is this like Phantom Menace, where even though Anakin is a slave, he goes, yippee! Like, we're doing overtime, guys. Yippee! Hey,
I never thought about it like that.
hey, kid, you're a slave. Put you down for the day. Yippee!
But alright, so you see as they all begin rushing out, you know they'll get it done, bub.
Okay, good.
You do feel like there should be somebody you should report this all to, though.
Yeah, I'll go to the front desk. That's where we got it from, right?
You got it from, you specifically, it wasn't an official job. It was actually removed from the job board, you heard. Those kobolds just wanted to do it anyways, kind of thing. To prove themselves to the Blue Dragon. So that if you went to the front desk, though, they would definitely know what you did, kind of thing.
Okay, who would be... Is there like a liaison to the Blue Dragon? So I can brag to the liaison so that he can pass the word to the Blue Dragon or something like that?
There is a Blue Dragonborn wandering about the halls who kind of seems to speak for the dragon when he's not in attendance.
Okay, I'll approach him.
So the Blue Dragonborn in a golden cloak with a broken horn and a missing eye looks at you with his single good eye, Bub. Bub, to what can we do for you?
Hi. Did I hear the name of the creature?
No, they just kind of was assumed to be a crystal skeleton creature.
Yeah, we took care of the green skeleton creature in the forest.
He gives you a bewildered look for a moment, before looking around and kneeling down to your level. Are you sure about that?
Yes.
That was against the rules, Bub. You weren't supposed to go out and handle that. Wait. He looks at you, and he seems to narrow his eyes now in more suspicion now than anything.
Uh-huh.
Are you well, Bub? Do you have all your limbs? And he starts like lifting one arm and then the other and looking at your tail.
Bub is peachy.
I see. Do you have proof of your endeavor?
So I would show him one of the crystals that we gathered.
So he takes it in his clawed hand, looks it over several times, and actually takes something out from his person, which seems to be some sort of a wand. So he taps it on it, and it glows red, then yellow, then purple, then gold, and many different colors. I see. He pockets the crystal himself, puts the wand away, and goes back down to your level, Bub. This is definitely crystal from the creature. Well, if you've gotten crystal from the creature, I'd assume that its job's been done. Good on you, Bub.
Yep.
There's no way I can pay you for this, though. It's not an official job, so I can't pay you anything. However, I'll make sure the Blue Dragon hears about this. However, as he says this, it begins to stand back up. Somebody walks into the room. Hold on. If you look in Role Players Refuge, they look like this.
Cool.
The Blue Dragon will hear about what? He immediately turns around and bows. Sorry, my lord, sorry. My liege. Oh, enough. Tosh. I'm no liege. A very tall-looking gnome begins walking over to you. It's the tallest gnome any of you have ever seen. Like, unnaturally tall. Like, human-sized gnome.
Whoa, like 5 foot, like how? What are we talking here?
Like 5'5" gnome. Like, short for a human, but giant for a gnome. But his eyes look like a dragon's eyes.
Huh. Like, he doesn't look malformed, though, because he's so big.
No, he's perfectly proportioned.
Okay. Interesting. He's a gnome with gigantic.
I was thinking the same thing.
That's why I asked.
As he looks over the blue dragonborn, he just kind of pats him on the head and gives a shooing motion. Go back to your work. I've finished my studies. Yes, of course. Now, he looks at you, Bub, and then for half a moment, he thinks and then snaps his fingers. Ah, Bub! I remember you.
Hello again. Bub has returned. Bub is strong now.
To what have you done? What is it that I need to hear about?
We have destroyed the scourge of the large green skeleton in the forest that killed many kobolds.
That was not a prohibited experiment. I told them not to send more kobolds in, and the kobolds rushed in anyways.
They loved you, damn it. They just want to make you proud.
I will miss all of them. They could have been doing so many other projects.
Well, at least it was for the glory of the blue dragon.
Yes. But the lack of research. He, as he, rubs one of his temples, he then looks over at you, Delon and Gildas, and, seems to only have just acknowledged you. Huh? Oh, I didn't not so fully aware I had a white dragonborn in my college. He, his eyes fall on your shield, Gildas, and immediately, snaps his fingers. Ah, Bridget! Oh, what a wonderful deity.
Nod. We were among the people who helped Bob with his endeavor.
I hope you've been taking good care of Bub.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
Bub
have you seen how
take care of himself? But
I'm
Bub
sure
likes
you
being
can,
taken
Bub.
care of
I'm sure you can,
as
Bub.
well.
Good. It's good to be taken care of sometimes. By the time you reach my age, you might finally appreciate how much.
The Bub just stares. How old are you?
Well, Bub, you're not used to talking to me like this, but I've begun handling this around the college. Makes things easier, not knocking over bookcases with my tail.
So Bub just shrinks a little bit at that.
Wait, Delon's around? Is Delon around or
Yes,
something?
yes.
Oh, wait. But then Delon immediately stands. Then you are you the blue dragon?
The one and only.
And he immediately kneels. Great blue dragon. I am Delon Atsilius Gilmer. I am a dragonborn for the white dragon. It is an honor to meet you.
He gives a very earnest smile. Yes, please go on.
Well, I've been wanting to meet you for quite some time and trying to get audience. I am on a great quest to find the King's Glaive, and my lady sent me to hoped that I could approach you and find the answer to that question.
Ah, my sister sent you. Did she ever give back that scroll I lent her? Are you here to deliver the scroll?
Forgive me, my dragon. I know not what you speak.
Bah! That sister of mine. Yeah. Anywho, I was done with the research of that anyway, but it's the principle. I like to keep it cataloged. I like to know where it is. Anywho.
Yes. Yes,
I'm sure your
Brigadier.
quest will go fine, Delan. I mean, you have, let's see, about 300 years to accomplish it. That's more than enough time. It'll keep going in the blink of an eye.
I,
The drop in a bucket.
Huh.
Love this. And like Bob's super casual.
He walks over to Bub,
in-
reaches into his cloak, and hands Bub a cookie.
Okay, I take the cookie and I start munching on it, and Bub says, Kingsglaive quest is very important. Delan is very serious and devoted and strong. I can vouch for him.
Oh, Bub vouches for you. Big words. Very big. Well, I'm sure, well, Valve says it's a very important task. I'm doubly sure you'll accomplish it in 300 years.
Great Blue Dragon, perhaps in your ultimate wisdom, you misunderstand the awareness of the world around you at this time. Far be it from me, a humble being, to mention this to you in your wisdom, but 300 years, there might not be many kingdoms as they are in that time frame.
Ah, dear boy, kingdoms rise and fall all the time. They've done so for millennia. The once
Yes.
great kingdom and the coast across the way was once a mighty place. Why, there used to be a lord that resided there once upon a time. In the dark times, the black dragon came. Oh, my brother. Oh, my brother, he's a brute. Oh, but you see, he came over and wiped them all out.
I see.
Think of the crops they had. They had unique grains to study.
Truly. In any case, do you have any information on the Kingsglaive?
Of course, dear boy.
Wonderful. May I hear of what you've discovered, or...
Oh yes, of course you may.
Information
I
on that.
love sharing my research. So where do you want me to start?
Well, since its disappearance, no one has seemed to know where it's gone. A recent discovery or would be very helpful.
Ah, yes. Step into my office, dear boys. He immediately turns around, taking out a ring, which he begins like etching markings into with a finger and messing around with it as he begins walking towards the back room. He leads you up a staircase, up the spiral stairs to the highest room in this college, where there's a rather gigantic door actually, big enough for a dragon, and he just pushes it open with a wave of his hand and walks right on in. Don't touch anything. It's all where it needs to be. If you knock a single thing over, I'll have you working in my college for 3 months straight. Bub can attest to this.
Bub sometimes does it on purpose so he can get more work.
And I keep letting him do it just to see what happens. It's fun.
I imagine this place is just filled with books.
So as you step in,
Things.
it is filled with the bookcases stack all the way to the ceiling and higher with books. You can see a large bed, very comfy looking bed, big enough for a dragon, in the middle of the room. You can see that this room has a glass ceiling where the stars are seen above it. It also has a sort of an atlas and a telescope in the room, as well as there's multiple chemistry sets. There's a table in the room that seems to have a lot of books that are half written with quills and all that. There's also a table with a weapon with it looks there's a section of the room that looks like it's a blacksmithing room of some sort. There's also a table with crystals and knives and chisels on it, as well as many other things. He seems to have a segment of his room for any sort of research he could dabble in. There's also there's also a door that looks pretty big that you see a sign above it that says animal room.
Good. Look at this place. It's majestic. One could spend a lifetime, 2, 3 lifetimes, just studying this room alone.
And I fully intend to.
Goodness. The stories of this college did you no justice.
Well, until you reach the college, you never truly know the sheer bulk of my cataloged experiences, boy. But all are welcome who are either recommended or can get access. After all, the desire to learn is up to everybody. I once tried to make the college free of charge, but the students that came with it was a rather too bombastic a time. I had no idea what I was getting into in it. But live and learn.
Delon nudges Gildas. Hey, Gildas. Learning a trade here as well?
Excuse
This
me?
is an opportunity, boy, to ask him any question.
I know. It just has to be like intellectual. But Bub wouldn't tell you that. That's the script.
Maybe
Well,
you might be able to find you might find a way to. You're a craftsman. Perhaps you could find. They might have techniques you've never even heard of.
I know when I think about it, but I think asking the Blue Dragon at this time might be putting the cart before the horses.
Ah, no, you're right. You're right, old sport.
A foolish
I just
choice,
said-
truly. Why would you put a cart before the horse? The horse needs to pull it.
Right. So, until I learn the basics, there's no point for me asking you when I look at the dragon. Well, the gnome dragon.
Now,
cool.
does my current physique bother you, or would you prefer my true majesty? I find talking to the students like this is so much more easy for them. They don't get so intimidated. Why, I once had a poor boy fall over from fright just because I started teaching a class myself. Oh, I did not expect my scales and teeth to scare him so.
That is because your true visage is majestic.
Ah, indeed, Bob. He reaches into his pocket and hands you another cookie.
Yeah.
You can tell that Bob only does this for the cookies, and
It's a vicious cycle, really. Punky of a dragon, you get a reward. You'll only start doing it for the reward.
But he goes over to a place and basically sits himself down on a chair and turns it around to face you all. So, what can I lecture you on today? Or this evening?
As I stated before, Great Dragon, I would like information on the King's Glaive.
Yes. Recent discoveries. Well, recently I discovered that the King's Glaive can never be forged by immortal hands. It is a divine construct. Well, on that train of thought, I also recently discovered that the King's Glaive is an amorphous magical item. It is sentient, much like the weapons of the other lords. However, it changes for the wielder. thus contributing to the difficulty of the search. For it might look different to everyone.
I see. That does make it difficult finding it. Are there markers to the Kingsglaive? Perhaps a magical ability to peruse that it is indeed the Kingsglaive?
Well, when it manifests itself for a worthy finder, it will show off the Sigil of Kings. You will always be able to find it on it, and it is a radiant, splendorous sight. For once I befell it, and I was starstrucken. In my youth, I tried to take it from the king. Oh, I had lost so many scales. But live and learn, and I did. And so I will never again lay a single claw on the Kingsglaive.
I see.
But the magic splendor of it is awe-inspiring. For when it reveals itself to you, you will become tempted by it, my dear boy. It's a test of sorts to see if you're really able to resist its splendor. And if you are, it allows you to keep it on your person. But if you fail to resist the splendor, it's said that ill fates befall the carriers.
Well, if my quest is to succeed, then I must endure. And not fall victim to it.
I'd not recommend it. Now, as for if there's a way to verify the thing, I believe that's what you were implying, yes? Verifying the Kingsglaive?
Yes, my lord. Great dragon.
If you ever find it, he hands you a cookie. If you ever find it, well, you simply need to bring it to King's Landing. They have what is deemed the Hall of Heroes. There, the divine can descend from on high to pass judgment, or bless, potentially, a hero's journey. If you have been deemed a necessary hero, you will be forever emblemized in the hall. The other thing that has happened is the Hall of Heroes is where the king's bloodline is anointed. The Hall of Heroes is in the main chamber of the largest church in King's Landing. For when you walk in, you will see the legendary statues of heroes of ages past. At the farthest hall, there is an altar, boy. Offer the item to the altar, with pure intentions. If you have no desire to be king, then you won't have to fulfill the process. However, if the item is brought to the altar and presented with the intention of returning it to the proper king, then it will be analyzed by the deities, and only then will the Kingslave's true form be made manifest.
So, the Kingsglaive can only be seen by those who are worthy. And to find whether or not you are worthy or not, you need to go to King's Landing and prove thyself a hero.
Precisely. And then once you head out, if you have proven yourself a hero, you may then then if the Kingsglaive and you witness it, you will be aware that you have witnessed it. Then the Kingsglaive will tempt you. If you fall to temptation, you will most certainly meet a horrible, deathly fate. Premature endings and all. That's the most shortened lifespan. Truly a waste.
Indeed.
However, if you succeed the temptation, it will allow you to carry it on your person. And then, if you desire to be king with it, you must pass the rite of kings. I secretly once observed the entire process while traveling with the last king. Oh, but I did not take this form. I took the form of a beautiful harpy. No, wait, not a real harpy, just harlot. Yeah, he never suspected a thing.
I see. Crafty of you, my great dragon. So truly then that my quest, while to find the Kingsglaive, is ultimately to prove myself a hero.
Somebody's very pleased.
So as you say this, the blue dragon gives a nod and a wink. Exactly, dear boy.
Of course. I was wondering why she would set me on such a quest. The Kingsglaive, she had no interest in becoming a queen, if you will. She no a king. Of course, she wanted to see if I was worthy of being able to serve with her, and to prove myself to those in the surroundings. Of course, but wisdom shows herself truly.
That feels like a bit of circular reasoning, but I believe if it's what you want, perhaps. Though I think your logic and your path to your thesis is a bit flawed.
How so?
I just look at the cookie jealously the entire conversation.
He's been waving it around, by the way, with his hand. How so, Great Dragon?
Well, knowing my sister, she doesn't like to be bothered, but she also likes to help people. So, well, yes, the quest would inevitably, its end result, if you were to succeed, make you a grand hero. However, that being her outward predisposition and reasoning is most likely false. No, her likely reasoning might have been to send you away if you were being troublesome, while also inspiring you to do the good that she knows you can do. Think like a mother sending her chickling out of the nest hoping that it flies.
A mother then. I see.
But again, I'm not my sister, so keep that in mind. This is again conjecture, not true fact on either side. Either thesis could be correct. They must be tested and proven, dear boy.
In either case, if I am to help the people of these great lands, I must, as a knight, it is a duty to help those in need. Therefore, a knight's greatest pursuit is to become a hero. My path is set then. I thank you, Blue Dragon. I will do so on this grand quest, and I will prove myself worthy, not just for my lady, but for myself.
Most excellent. If you follow that sort of determination and you keep following it, I'm sure it'll take you places. After all, the legendary heroes of old and the Lord Kings have also all done heroic things based off their own desires at one point or another. Why, the Lord of Asterium was once a humble wood elf farmer. Oh, how he's come so far. Watching him go from a dirty little boy, glaring at the fields and the forests around him, to where he is now is truly inspirational.
Speaking of the Lord, we are on another quest at the time, and I glance to Gildas. Perhaps we can ask him about it. What do you think, Old Sport?
That might be a good idea.
Delon pushes Gildas forward.
Right.
Go on then.
Oh yeah, that was great too. Right. See, the Lord Asterium sent us on a quest to find a missing high elf, and it seems she was a student here.
That doesn't narrow it down. I've had quite a lot of high elves over the years.
What did he say again? She was a top of her class in at least potion study and all that.
Oh, that does narrow it down. That means she's at least from the last potentially 100 years, as potion studying is a new course that I developed 100 years ago.
Though
you could also show
the way
the
he was
portrait
speaking
that
about it seems it was rather recent. So perhaps narrow it down to 10 to 20 years.
Oh, that does narrow it down.
We also have a picture of her, right?
You were not handed the picture, but it was shown to you.
And if need be, I can provide a description.
I think that would help me. I'm currently down to about 20 candidates.
I have a rather picturesque memory. And so I give him every last detail.
So as
Bro,
soon
if
as
it
you
was a
describe
random
the frilly frou-frou dress and the scepter, he immediately lights up. Aha! I know exactly who you're talking about. Oh, she's a rebel. Why, she
Right.
consistently tried to make potions that were not in the course curriculum. Of course, she graduated with honors for that kind of mentality.
Right. Could we at least get a name? I think that would help.
Yeah.
I believe her name was Eleanor.
Eleanor. Uh-huh. Don't you note that down?
Wait. It can't be the same elf.
The elf that gave you the quill was named Gallendale.
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to be sure.
And let's see. Among the potions she made, was there any race-altering potions amongst the lot?
Well, she did particularly specialize in some of the more out there potions. She loved to dabble in the wild magic ones, but she specifically, the thing her final thesis was on was the more controlled form of wild magic.
Controlled in what way?
Getting the
Yes, that's
exact
right.
desired effect when you want it. Not so much, desired effect with the side effects, so to speak.
That's rather confusing, but I wouldn't call that wild magic anymore.
It's wild magic in that its core, what is the essence of the potion, is wild magic in a liquid form. However, unlike the wild magic potions from the Savage Lands, which I can say are most potent, she wanted a more healthy, less explosive measure of the spell. Something that wouldn't potentially cause you to turn into a tree, or magically combust, or begin vomiting slugs.
Right, so if we take that logic into account, she could probably make a race change potion.
Oh, that would
As
be
the
easy for
effect.
her.
Right, but then choose exactly which race she would want to go into or transform into.
Precisely,
Is how
though
I
it would
understand
have side effects. If she were to
What do you
use the
mean?
wild magic ones for it. However, if she were simply to make a race change potion, she would need DNA from a willing subject to mirror the qualities of that person.
Uh-huh.
Our race
Right.
change would have a simple race change potion would change her more drastically to fit the race. Say if you turn from a elf to an orc, there would be nothing left of the elf in you. Not even perhaps your muscle structure or shoulder structure or bone structure. But if you simply wanted to blend in but still be you, using the more complicated one with the side effects would definitely be the way to go about it.
So Bob looks to Gildas in complete confusion.
Don't worry about that. I don't know what DNA is either, but
It's like,
If
but
I have to-
Gildas was an orc. And he just looks at you in confusion.
right.
Why don't you know?
Right. It's more complicated than that, but it's extreme wild magic.
Oh.
The likes even the blue dragon wouldn't know about. And I like wink at the blue dragon.
The blue dragon immediately perks up for half a second and then gives an obvious pout.
No, but now I got completely lost my train of thought. Shit.
The race,
Yeah,
race
right.
potion?
So-
Yeah.
Right. So if side effects are present, then that means she likely has a tell that will show it is indeed her, somebody else.
I would believe that if she were to take potions, she would try to tailor the side effects so that she would still be herself mentally as well. So, yes, anything that she did that was typically of herself would, of course, be done. However, she might change her physical appearance, but habits remain, dear boy. For instance, my habits are to wake up every morning and immediately go to work, and then forget eating or drinking for quite a long time, until my kobolds come in to bring me said meal, and then I take a precisely 1 minute 50-second break to feast, and then I return to my work.
I see.
And I precisely get 5 hours and 49 minutes of sleep every evening, as that is the perfect ratio of tired to awake that I can function and do my studies while maximizing profit at the end of the day.
Right. Well, while we don't really know her habits, I may have found a way to know it's her. And I have to thank our elf friend and gnome friend back at the tavern, giving us such potion.
Excellent. Is that your questions done, dear boy?
I do have one rather more personal question, come to think of it. Now, I want to ask how, but rather if, after centuries have passed, if a man could still be able to craft such item as the Ashblade or Excelus in our times.
Ah, the crafting of the legendary magic items. The weaponry and armory of old. I have dabbled in the idea of such things before. However, I lack the divinity that is involved. While I am divine by nature, as of course I am a dragon, I unfortunately lack the true higher calling to imbue the sanctified essence into my gifts. But that will not stop me from attempting to artificially create said essence. Why, if I was younger, I would simply collect several holy creatures and immediately sacrifice them and condense them into their essence. But I no longer dabble in such crude methods. Too much waste, too much waste.
But understanding your answer, it seems I need to keep my faith even closer to me
Yes.
if I want to reach that.
Crafting such items requires the right materials, usually of the highest caliber, the right skilled forgesmith, also of the highest caliber, the most pure magical heat or cold or whatever element that you desire to forge it in imaginable. Usually dragon fire is what was used before, from what I've gathered, and also the assistance and the blessings from on high.
I nod. Then, I turn to Dalan and say, jokingly, would you like to be my fire when the time comes?
You would ask me to use a weapon that you've crafted, possibly a legendary one. I'd be honored. So Gildas.
Well, that means our destinies are set now. In a way. Oh, actually, what about you, Bub?
Me?
Of
Yes.
course.
Yeah, what's the context? I'm not sure what
The
you're about.
They're basically talking about destinies and stuff. I mean, Don would have no reason not to work with Gildas, especially. He's like, oh, you're making legendary weapons and armor?
Oh,
I would be honored, of course, for my quest. And what about you, bub?
Bub likes to always have work, but I like doing different works. Some people, they're really good at one thing and they keep doing that work their entire life. But Bub doesn't have anything like that. So I try to do as many different works as possible to make up for that. If I can help you do a great work, then that's the best.
Noble soul.
Most excellent, Bub. Now, Bub. Do you have anything to ask me?
Do you have magic that can make me a badass?
Basically, but yeah, so Bub meets Snacks outside. He is a red kobold. He says that he wants to become a dragon. Can kobolds become dragons?
No. Well.
That was the dragon part of him. That was the dragon part where he was just like, no! And then like the inquisitive part went, wait, what? Can they? Oh.
I've never truly stopped to stew on it. However, it is perhaps in a very circular, long-about way, probable. Not possible, probable. As kobolds are similar in their nature to Dragonborn who get older, get more acquainted with their dragonic divinity, become more like the dragon that imbued them with it in different ways, while maintaining their self. It is potentially probable that if a kobold were to not die preemptively, as we've never truly documented a kobold's actual lifespan, that perhaps it's probable. But it's a complete fabrication. There is nothing that could confirm this sort of a thesis. But those are sometimes the most fun ones. After all, the research could go anywhere.
Wants to be your #1 experiment, boss.
Yeah, so Bob thinks about it and says, I don't know how long kobolds can live, but I know under your protection, Blue Dragon, you could experiment.
I suppose I could. However, experimenting on kobolds to try to make more dragons is... I don't know, it feels too much like an old younger self to do something like that. Oh! Actually, while I'm on that train of thought, I heard from a lovely slime aficionator that you helped him out.
Aye, we did.
It was
we
big.
Did.
He told me that something's missing from it, and I was curious if you know anything about it.
Oh, I reached inside the bag. I'm like, signal for Dallin to help me with it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Would this be...
You're looking for?
Ah, indeed! He immediately holds out his hand for it and grasps it with no difficulty. He holds it up to the moonlight as it shimmers like the brightest gem in the moonlight. Ah, yes. I would not want this going about in the hallways of the world. That could be horrible. It's good to have my blood back.
Oh.
Wait, pardon?
He turns to you and just simply walks over. Before he turns to you, he walks over to a desk, places the blue crystal on like a sort of a beaker where you would heat up a beaker, but the beaker's off. He places it on that, and it fits perfectly into that space, and then walks back to you. Well, you see, I experiment as well with my own blood at times. Dragon blood is very potent stuff, and, well, while usually, as soon as it's left far form, he does like a striking across his arm, like someone had hit his arm off. It loses its potency as soon as it leaves us. I found a way to artificially keep the potency, though it does create quite a dense, cumbersome sort of crystal. And I had a stirring inclination, so I got one of my best students, who's been doing this for so long, to help me with some research that I myself was too busy to attend to. So how did that creature look?
Ah, I was about to ask, actually. Since this is your blood, could this explain the dragon shape of the slime?
Yes!
I like to imagine that both, like, even Delon and Gildas are kind of like, yes.
Most astute of you.
Our encounter with the creature was strange. It seemed mindless. Its bones were black. Its skull dark. It had no mind of itself other than to consume and destroy. And the slime in which it had was dissolving everything it touched. It was a difficult creature to defeat. And when we did so, it exploded in a hairy fashion to take everything from it. What remained was the your blood and some bones.
I see.
Nothing of your noble visage was at all apparent.
Most unfortunate. I'll strike that experiment as a proper failure then. But data was collected. I have the paper from him to show me all the details, and I've gotten a first-hand account of it in action now. Thank you for that. I don't think I'll be dabbling in using slime as a conduit again. Most unfortunate. A mindless creature, simply moving with the desire to consume. Not the intention at all. Proper abomination, that one. Not even worth keeping around for studying. More a sad creature.
If it makes you feel better, I don't know if it would, but the difficulty in recreating oneself only means the quality in which what made you is just more apparent.
Indeed. If only I knew where we came from. But alas, all of the dragons are male, and the only female I can't stand long-term contact with. And no, I can't have companionship with anything but a dragon. That belittles the point. They can't stand a long-term conversation with me. They need to be on my level.
Speaking of companionship, if you have time later, I would like to ask you a personal question. For myself, not of you.
I could let you inquire after such a thing.
Thank you. When you have the time, I would like to ask it.
As you say that, there's a ringing from across the room. He immediately runs over at blinding speeds, hits the button, and looks up at the sky. Oh, good heavens! Well, I've got a routine to fall back into. Before then, Bob, come here, dear boy.
All right, I comply.
As soon as you come over, he gives you another cookie.
Okay, I take the cookie.
Bob, would you like a special job that no other kobold can do?
his eyes like just suddenly becomes really sorry, and he goes,
Alright then. While you're out and about, Bub, if you find anything neat or magical or things you think would be cool for your dragon to see, you send them on back. You can be my agent in the field, Bub.
like a secret agent.
Exactly. My real agents are dragonborns, but your would be a secret.
Okay, good. I can do that.
Good. Then get out there and get me some research. And he literally looks towards the door, like the window outside his door, pointing out into the horizon with a grand gesture.
Okay. Well, let's see. Bub would just run out of the room, like towards.
Yeah, exactly.
Bob starts running towards the window. Oh no!
He would transform into a spider and then climb down the wall.
Fair enough.
That's how
Fair
he would do it. Like he's not suicidal.
That was the first thought. He just jumps out the window. Yeah.
He jumps out the window. Yay! Then transforms and grabs the wall.
Yeah, that's how they grow wings, you know.
Adventure home.
No, I don't have a flight speed yet, so I have to climb down the wall.
But alrighty. So with that
space,
request of Bub done, he does sit back down at his desk and begin writing down with one quill while analyzing different crystals and materials.
Well, I do believe that's our cue to.
Yeah. I'll have to ask him what I wanted to ask him another time. That's fine. It's a more personal question, anyways. But since we know he's a secret agent, Delon is going to tap Bub on the shoulder. Well, Bub, since you're coming with us, I'm Izuka, and you'll be by our side. A knight's companion will have to be well dressed. Izuka, before our time is through, I'm going to make sure that you look like the stuff of legends.
I like legends.
And I help however I can. Although tailoring is not my strong suit. If anything, I've never done it actually. Well, unless you count.
And I'd be happy to show you some. And I'd be happy to show you than some of the seamstresses I know.
Oh, well, I look forward to it then.
Indeed.
So as you're descending down the stairway, heading back on the spiral staircase down to the bottom, Gildas, you hear a shout from down below. War Chief!
Oh my god!
How did it even get there? It's my first thought, but yeah, I did go down. See what's up.
10 beholders are staring at it.
As you get down to the level, there's a goblin who's just yelling, War Chief! And there's like two displacer beasts pinning him towards the wall, like just cutting off his retreat. A beholder floating above it with its eyeballs crossed, looking at him dismissively, and a creature that is crawling on the wall, getting close to him, that looks like a weird creature from the void or something.
I just rushed to the scene and see like quickly. His family. That should be fine, right?
As soon as you say his family, the creatures immediately begin dispersing, going back again, as if like on cue, going back to their routines. The beholder, however, turns around to you and waggles an eyeball at you, like condescending, or not condescending, but chastisingly, and you hear its voice speak out. Your family member should have had his paperwork. That could have been horrible.
I'm sorry. I just joined the college today, and I wasn't expecting them to actually show up today either. But for next time it should be sorted out.
Make sure it is. And the beholder floats back up and disappearing from view. So, as what you see here, Gildos, is a goblin who is clutching a little symbol of Bridget while he was yelling War Chief. He's got a pack beside him that looks like it's like a crudely wrapped package.
Everything's alright now. You can stand up.
He stands up, dusts himself off, and wipes his forehead before picking up the package with shaky hands and handing it to you. Here you go, War Chief.
Hey, are you already settled in?
We were welcomed back with open arms once we said we learned lesson. The shaman, he give us all really hard whacking with Club.
He takes off his hat, his like helmet, revealing a lump on his head. It hurts. And then he puts the helmet back on.
It's okay, we're on alert for like just about 3 days probably.
I spend a little bit of money and catch carriage ride. They all give me weird looks, but I pay.
Well, as long as you pay, it's fine.
I don't have any money to get back.
Ah. How much do you need?
30 gold.
Ah.
That's the amount that I got from their horde.
Unfortunately, I don't have that, but...
It's
What is this
okay,
you
War
brought me?
Chief. I wouldn't ask for your gold anyway. It's your gold. You earn it. No, I stay here. I work hard. Oh!
And he pulls the package up again, wanting you to take it from him.
We make first item.
Oh, well then, let's take a look.
So, as he hands it to you, it feels like you could see little barbs on this thing sticking through the crudely wrapped paper. They didn't even put it in a boxer. They just wrapped it with some parchment paper that looks weathered and a bit cut up. You can see a wooden handle beneath at the bottom of it, and you can see like spikes protruding from the wrapped paper. He also grabs the little bag beside him and hands it to you.
We make a little bit of money too. Tribute.
Let's see.
In Gildas, you get 5 gold of tribute so far.
Hey.
And as you open the wrapping, you find a mace that looks like it's made out of a wooden stick wrapped with some leather with a cactus head on top.
Well, I say it is rather crude, but it is a nice first attempt.
Dagdar said it's our best work yet. It actually, the head still stays on when you swing it.
Well, if you continue practicing, learning, then you make something even better. Like, I take out the Morning Star and say, one day you get something like this, or even better.
Yeah. Don't worry, War Chief. We're gonna make sure you fully armed for war.
And I make sure, well, when I do get to visit you, I make sure you live comfortably. Always. As best as I can. So, what is a war chief without his soldiers?
Yeah.
He raises up. He goes to raise up a scimitar and then realizes it's not on his person.
Stupid eyeballs.
Well, actually, come with me. There's something you need to do. If you don't want to be bothered by the eyeball when you do come back.
Okay,
Or
War
anyone
Chief.
else anyone else in the warband.
I was so courier sent with gift. Dagdar had cool idea. We send courier to every village.
Every village?
At least one. And we start working there so that we can actually, move around without not being able to move.
Oh.
But the reason is that when War Chief travel around, because Big War Chief definitely gonna travel, he able to meet us.
I know, that's very smart of Mini War Chief to do that.
Yeah, Mini War Chief Dagdar actually kind of trying to be a big horny or something.
Let's see, what do we have?
We think if he work hard enough, he'll grow into the helmet. He not here, so I say that out loud.
Yeah, hold on. I kind of want to give you present back. For the good work.
He actually, as you're thinking, holds up the symbol of Bridget.
And kidding, War Chief, these work.
Yeah, of course it works.
I'm alive.
I wouldn't lie to you.
Wouldn't be the first time a War Chief lied to us.
Oh, shit.
This is the most adorable thing. I'm alive.
I could probably give him something for the priest back. Since I don't use it anyway. But yeah. You know what? I give him a block of incense. It's here. That's for your good work.
He looks at it with reverence.
War Chief, give me gift. Thank you, War Chief.
Do you know what this is, though?
Candle that you light? It smell good? Or stinky?
I'm not. Indeed it is. But it also helps when you pray.
Dagdar, Big Chief, Mini War Chief Dagdar makes sure that he's making sure that we know that if we don't keep practicing just because we're away, when he hears about it, he makes sure you give us Club personally. So, we don't want to get Club personally, so we're doing it.
Yeah, because you see, she knows if you don't pray, and so she tells me. You see? But no, you did good.
He just grins with a million needle teeth in his head.
Alright, paperwork. And so I'll bring him to, with the counter. Well, it's probably the same place I registered for the classes anyway.
Exactly.
See.
So as you head over, Gildas, you manage to arrange some paperwork so this goblin will be able to move through the college without getting attacked, and get it all squared away. And you all feel fatigue hitting you. It's getting pretty late. You all are pretty tired. Luckily, the college has free room and board for all its students, already a part of the hefty fee that you have to pay to gain entrance. They're all bunk beds, and there's not much privacy, but, it's a free room.
Except for the kobold rooms. Those are quintuple beds.
They are. They all just stack. And sometimes the kobold is just lit. Sometimes the kobolds just huddle in the middle of the room. They all sleep on each other in the middle of the room.
They farm kobolds in the rooms. Ah, so that's what.
But alrighty. As you all begin to head off to the rooms, I imagine, to get some rest, we're gonna wrap it up here.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, and see you all next time.